say hello or something so I can see if I have chat on. I don't know. I thought I had it on. I don't see anybody in here. Y'all went away? Let me reset my tablet while I'm over here. You. Life is so interesting. I've been having a lot of trouble setting up my streams lately. Got 2 watching. There, I see you. Hi, Chris. Chris MV. Christy. Hi, Karen. Hi, Connie Stanley. Yay. Hi, Joyce Boring. For some reason, I was not seeing the chat on the first stream. Oh, well. Some reason. Let me set things up again here. Quality up from 240 to 1080. And let's set the chat to chat filter to all messages. Welcome in, welcome in. Well, Penelope's here. The first thing I'm going to do, because I actually want to get it done, is I'm going to glue some of my butterflies that I have here in this book. I think I skipped a couple pages. These are padding that I did. It goes the other way. Well, since the end of 2022, I think December of 2022, I think I have a note here on December of 2022 into 2023. And yeah, this is my beginning tatting journal. When I was actually kind of teaching myself, I had gotten a hold of Barbara Foster's beginning needle tatting book, and I was following her. So I want to go over to this page and start gluing in some of these butterflies. This butterfly is my own design, although I think it's pretty hard to copyright a butterfly design. Where's your other antenna? Come on, I know you have another one. Did I only get, oh, here it's over here. It's hiding. It's not coming out. There. So I kind of have a record of my beginning steps. And that's all this is really. It's just beginning steps. And I made all these butterflies. And I think what makes it my own design is that I did the body on both sides and the tail. Well, the tail is not so much a nudie thing, but you don't see very many patterns that have the body on both sides. And I actually started to write this pattern out. This one I hooked 2 together. All right. Let's see if my rabbit can hold this down for me. Thank you, Peter. Hi, Belinda. Welcome in. Hi, Becky. Welcome in. What are you up to, Becky? Becky's always up to something. I do have a little bit of a haul. The Catholic bookstore or thrift store that I like to go to was closed on the 5th. So I couldn't go there. So I went to that other one, and I'm so disappointed in that other one because they are selling for way more things, way more than they're worth. And I spent a good part of my time straightening out the pillowcases, and I just hate going to a store that everything's all jumbled together. So I sat there and I was straightening things up, and a lady come up and asked me how long I've worked there. I think she appreciated me straightening things out. Now I'll just push that down in a little. I said, I don't work here, but I just can't stand to see all these pillowcases and tablecloths and everything all jumbled up. It's a mess. And I keep looking at these collectible books. They're books on collections is what they are. They aren't, well, I guess they think they're collectible, but they're books on different types of collections. I have a couple of them, and I usually pay around $2.50, $3 for them. They wanted $9 a book. I'm going, no way. And they don't sell. They're just sitting there on the shelf. I mean, nobody's going to pay $9 for those books. If they do, if you buy 10 books, you spend $100. And nobody's that rich if they're going to a thrift store. So I have a whole bunch of magazines that I'm going to cut up. And I might do a little of that later on tonight. I might be on a little later tonight, Sunday night. Sometimes if I'm feeling good, I go late. And sometimes I leave early and then come back on Monday mornings. But Becky usually streams on Monday, so I don't want to overstep my boundaries going on her time. So I'll probably go late tonight and sleep in tomorrow. And you guys, have you ever heard of these books? Now this book, I got 2 of them, and they're entirely worth it. They're called A Museum and a Book, and I'll show them to you. One is on the Declaration of Independence, and it is such a cool book. And I was going to get it to cut up, but I don't think I can cut it up. It's a museum. It's really a well-made book. Hi, Sherry Van. Welcome in, welcome in. Hi, Patty Crane. Welcome in, welcome in. Joyce is here. Becky said hello to everybody. Patty's here. Sherry's here. Susie! There's Susie. Hi, Susie. I know Susie from Jacqueline's sales. Yeah. Susie is a nice lady. Susie. She says, of course I'm nice. What do you think? Rabbit, hold my pages down with your ears. And I got hordes of these butterflies. And then I was going to see if I could make a trim. Now you have, granted, these, I wouldn't call this beautiful tatting. If you could see it close up, you could see that it's not the best tatting. But I was a beginner. And it was my own pattern, and I was working out how do I go from one wing to the other. And like I said, I think what makes these unique is I have the center body very well defined in these. And I'm putting these in with fine art glitter glue. Let's put it down this way, maybe. Uh-oh. Shaky hand. And where's your other antenna? Hiding in there. Don't hide your feelings. Feelers. Move that one over a little. You move over a little. And this, where it's white there, it will dry clear. Put that bunny up there. Where's your other feeler? Now this is sport weight yarn, and I was using it because, well, yes, I was a beginner, and I could actually see my stitches. And that's the other thing. I came home yesterday, unloaded the car, and put some trash that needed to go in the trash can in the front seat of the car, because when I park my car to unload it by our back door, and then I drive it over into its own parking spot. And as I get out of the car, after I parked it, I take the trash bags and throw them in the trash that's over by the garage. And I came in the house and I couldn't find my eyes, couldn't find my eyeglasses. I looked all over for them. And that prompted me to, I've told the story in that other stream, it prompted me to, I'm going to put this blue one on, green one, blue. This one I made a mistake. I gave him a, well, really this is part of his body, and it went into a, I pulled it too tight and it went into a ring, or a really curvy double cluster. It almost looks like a ring. I'm going to put that on the bottom. Here's the, I don't know if you can see it, here's his body right there. He's still a good looking butterfly. So anyway, my poor brother, I had to pull out my recliner, and when I did, oh, it needed cleaning out behind there, and I had gotten all the fabric packages from Pearl, and I'd open them up, and that's when I was doing so much slow stitching, and I put them still in the package behind my recliner, and they stacked up in there. Look at all my butterflies. Oh, I gotta put this one in. And so I pulled all those out. I had magazines behind there. I pulled all those out, and I was still cleaning at 9 o'clock last night. But I got it pretty well sorted out, and this morning I got up and well, after a bit, Sunday mornings I'm kind of slow on things, but I did take everything upstairs. Now I've got to, but it's so hot because we don't air condition up there. It's like 101 up there. And when it cools off a little, I'm going to sort it all out upstairs. All right, I got 2 pages done, but look, I have more. And more. And more. We'll come back to those. Let's do a page of, did I say them out? I'll put them in this envelope. Just various things. Little trials. Tests and trials. Experiments. Like here's a ring. I suppose and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to glue them down as I go. I don't think I'm going to clip the strings. I was debating, but I'll just glue them down as I go here. And if the rings hang and dangle, they hang and dangle. And I don't know what I was doing here, but it almost looks like my string of rings. They're little. Oh, I think I was trying to do, I don't know. It's a mess. Maybe I did a bunch of them and tied them. I think that's what I did. Bunch of little rings tied together here. Let's see if I can tie that a little tighter. So I hope you all have had a good weekend. It hasn't been as hot today. Yesterday was terrible hot. And when it's hot, you guys, you just don't feel good, do you? You just want to sit and vegetate. I think I will clip. If I put it down this way. Yeah. See if I can't pull on a couple of these. Might just take them all out. Let's move this off. These are actually pretty well made, which surprises me. I don't want to tangle this up too much, but I'd like for them to come out of there. Well, I'll come back and play with those. I want to work at them. Let's just put some other things down. This is getting, no, I'm going to have to clip this. This is a blue sport weight yarn. What was I doing? Look, oh, I was just doing, I think I was just meandering. Let's clip that yarn because it's fairly long. I'm going to have to get some tinfoil out and sharpen my scissors. Let's throw that away. Sherry says hello to everybody. Belinda's here. Belinda says hi to Becky. Patty says hello, everyone. Hello, hello, hello. Susie says hi, everyone. I'm lurking, but working, so I won't chat much. That's perfectly okay. We call that up in the balcony. Hi, Angie girl. Joy says, hi, Angie. See you are home from Cades Cove. Hi, Mama Juju. Mama Juju, are you streaming tonight? Are you streaming tonight? Mary wants to know. I do have several here that really aren't too bad. Here's another butterfly. We'll put them over with the others. These are all my beginnings. I think that's what I'll call this journal, my beginnings on tatting. And if you could look at this, you could see how sloppy it is. I think I was just learning. It's very sloppy. All right, let's put in what I have. I glued that one down. Becky said, I just started another sweater off of Yarnspirations. Becky, crocheting? Becky is a crocheting lady. She makes really cool things. The last thing she did was a dragon corner to corner. Baby, was it a baby blanket? It's baby blanket sized, I think. And she changed the colors, and I really like her color choices. Yeah, this one is horrible on the inside. We'll put it face down. It's not so bad on the other side, but yeah. And I think I'll clip that a little with my dull scissors. we'll put this one up here. Oh, got glue stuck on my fingers. It's getting off on my, sticking to my thread to my thumb. Oh, get off of there. I'm trying to throw you away. And then the little lamp that I have above my recliner. Have you guys ever bought any of those daylight bulbs? They're brighter than the normal 100 light, and it is so dark in that living room. They have an overhead lamp, overhead light on a ceiling fan, and it has spaces for 4. Well, only 2 of them are working, and they're really dim. And so I bought a daylight bulb for my lamp, and I'll turn it on and it turns on, and then I'll move and it'll turn off. And I think it was the lamp itself. So I threw the lamp away. It was even happening with a 100-watt bulb. And as luck would have it, at some thrift store somewhere, I had got this table lamp, just a normal table lamp with your little round shade, but it was filled with spools. And I've had it in here just sitting over on that buffet, kind of as a decorative item. And I needed a light to see by, and I don't like those 100-watt bulbs. They're not bright enough for me. But I tried that daylight bulb in it, and it did the same thing. It blinks off and on. I get it turned on, and then the minute I go to, okay, I can read now, it turns off. It's like it teases you. So I'm not using, I thought I would put it in here to give me more light, but I don't think those daylight bulbs work very well in standard lamps. Becky said, I just started, okay, I read that. Angie popped in, Juju's here. Hi, Di. Juju says, hi, Di. Juju, are you streaming tonight? Oh, let's go look at Becky's pattern. Let me get my other phone out. Let's go see what Becky's crocheting. Let's go check it out. Let's go look and see what Becky is working on. Me. Live.
Looking to make that easier.
Got an ad. Mini Plus. I don't know what she's doing. My hair is turning gray, Angie. Waiting to hear about them. I just want to know about the glasses. Oh, I put on reading glasses, Angie, and I started getting headaches. And I didn't want to go out in the dark and look in the car, because I looked all over in the house. Couldn't find them. And my brother said, I'll bet they're out in the car. And I go, well, that's a possibility, because it was hot out and I was tired. And I threw that trash away. And I thought, oh, gosh, I hope I didn't throw my eyeglasses out, because then I'd have to dump the trash barrel, and you know what a mess that is. Well, this afternoon, I was getting these headaches. And I thought, I can't. It's these glasses, these reading glasses, dollar store reading glasses. I said, I can't wear these. And so I finally went out and looked in the front seat of the car, and they were inside the Kleenex box. I'm going, how did they get inside the Kleenex box? I didn't remember putting them in there, but I must have, because I was the only one in the car. So I'm okay now. I took some aspirin, and I've got my reading glasses on my nose, Angie, right now. Let's see, I was going to go look at Becky's pattern. Where was it? Here it is. Free red heart. Get rid of that. Crochet. Get early access. Allow yourself to use your location. I don't like to do that. And we got a bunch of, please select your shipping destination below. I'm not ordering anything. Would you please leave me alone? I want to look at this pattern. Don't allow. Free. There it is. Oh, it's cute. Can I make it larger? Save image. Let's open it up and look it in my... Is that what you're doing, Becky? Oh, that's sweet. That really does not look hard to do. What is it? Is it single crochet or double crochet? It's really sweet. And are you using those colors? Oh, look, there's 2 of them. Oh, how cute. All right, I'm not going to keep that. I'm going to move it to trash because... Now let's go see what Becky's saying. Let's go see what Becky's saying. Where are you, Meri? Live. Compression socks. Nice and comfortable. I've been just thinking about trying those. All right, hold on. I'm getting there. The messy palette accused the innocent squirrel of theft. Shame. You're using yarn you thrifted? Not the same colors or even type yarn. Well, I bet it's cute. I'll bet it's cute, Miss Becky. Mrs. Becky. All of you can rest easy now again. Squirrel. Squirrel. That's 3 of us who were out on the left limb. Were you waiting for the eyeglasses? As bright as a squirrel with glasses. Hi, Lindy K. Welcome in, Lindy. It's good to see you. Lindy says, hello, Meri and Crafty Peeps. It's good to see you, Miss Lindy. I will be in the ground before we find out. I told you. I told you they're on my nose now. Hi, Lindaville. So, Meri, where were your glasses, Meri? They're on my nose right now. They were in the Kleenex box in the car. And I'm so thankful that I didn't throw that Kleenex box out. Because I threw out some trash. I always keep the box of Kleenex on the front seat. Because sometimes I gotta sneeze. It was so hot yesterday. I was so glad to get home. But I'll tell you, what did I do yesterday that, oh, I was up, I was tired. I was dead tired. So I went ahead and I took a nap, but I woke up like 1, 2 in the morning and I bought a cantaloupe, a cantaloupe. And so I got up and I cut that all up and put it in the refrigerator, cut it all up in pieces, edible pieces. But I have to say that cantaloupe is kind of, I don't think it needs to be softer. I think it needs to ripen a little bit more. It's not green, but it's kind of stiff. So I'm hoping that it'll ripen a little in the refrigerator. All right, I'm back to where they're saying, I never did see if Juju's streaming tonight. Did we check that? Did she answer me? Belinda, Juju says hey. Juju saying hey. I don't think she answered me. Linda Vio says hi, Lindy. All right, I think I'm caught up with chat. So let me finish this page and then I'll move on. You'll be seeing me fill this book out over the next few streams because I want to get this all documented. I just don't want it sitting around in envelopes. And I'll probably just come in and write, these were trials or tests and as I was learning. Let's see, I think did I glue that one down? Let's glue this one down. And not all of them, you know, I really wasn't doing a specific pattern. I was learning rings and chains here, I think. But here I did a ring in a ring. I did a pretty good job of that too. It's not ring on a ring, it's ring in a ring. All right. Those are glued down. Let's see what else I have here. I was playing with this one. Not a bad job, Mary. Not perfect, but not bad either. And it is pretty loosey-goosey, and as it sat in that envelope, and as I've looked at things and tossed them around, they work a little loose. But if you glue them down, that seems to take care of them. Let's clip that. I can clip it up at the top or in the... Let's put that up there. Here's a light blue one. Oh, was I trying to do something here? No, that's white. Most of them are just little clusters of rings. Boy, that one's not good at all. And I think at this point I knew that you could use your crochet hook when you did your joins, but I had this natural resistance to picking up that crochet hook. Now I use the crochet hook when I do my joins all the time, and I think it makes a prettier join when you use your needle to pull that thread through as you're joining. You tatters know what I'm talking about. I think it's not as pretty and not as neat as if you use your crochet hook. Don't get lazy, Mary. This one's nice. I'm going to put it up here. Or I could put it right down here. Let's finish this page. I think I'll finish this page and then work in it again maybe a little Tuesday morning until I get these all put in. I've got more. I've got more. Let's see what else is here. Here I was going with a darker, and it's really hard to see your stitches when you use a darker thread. I don't know where that's going to, but I'm going to clip it off. That really needs to be on a white background. Let's set it aside. Now, you can see how dull these scissors are. Yep, these are just little playing. The more you practice, the better you get, the more you understand. And so you only get one ring done. But you got one done. And I'm still working with the shuttle. Someday I'm going to be able to close a ring with that shuttle. And you guys will hear about it. I don't know what I was doing here. Oh, it looks like I was doing that technique where they make the little divot in the center to make a heart. I was playing with it. I don't think I did it on this one so well, but I did it there pretty good. There was actually a technique where you can make little hearts. Now, I would not call this a sample book. It's more of a show and tell book of my learning experiences. I need to do a sample book. I need to do a sample book. Let's cut the tail off. Where you show how and describe how to do the double stitch, how to do a ring, how to do a true ring, how to do a queen stitch, your different joins. Those are your sample books. They're actually like little, this is what I learned. That these are just little practices. One more maybe, a double one. That one, back Meri. What do I have? Here, I've got this one. That'll go down in there. I don't know what I was doing. Looks like I was doing ring chains on chains there. I probably didn't know what I was doing back then either. Oops. What was that? Oh, we'll keep that guy out. But it's fun to keep these things, and then you can, well, let's do that one since it wants to be there. Then you can go back and say, wow, look how much I've learned. Look how much better I am now. All right, I think I'll call that done. Put my pen back in my glue. And we'll move on. Do you want to look at the haul? I did a Dollar Tree haul. It's been a long time since I've been to the Dollar Tree. So I put these butterflies in tonight, and I put this page. Over here will be more of this. More of this. We'll just leave that there. And the butterflies I think I'll put back in an envelope so they don't fly away. Don't fly away, little butterflies. A dish bill envelope. Now we get billed through my email. I get all the dish bills, but my brother, it's a automatic thing. He pays for it and I get the bill. That's a good deal. All right. So, I'm pretty happy with, here I was trying to, I was thinking I was going to, and I may still put one of those rings, maybe those real pretty little ones hanging off of a picture. Example of using with images. And I didn't quite get the tatting on it. But, yeah, I'm pretty happy with how this is turning out for my beginning tatting. Pretty happy. I got more pages. I don't know if I'll fill them all, but it's getting pretty thick. Well, let's see, let's take this out and see if that makes a difference. I can't put much more in there without it alligatoring, but I'll probably just tie it. I'll probably just tie it if it alligators. I could split the spine and split the spine here and then make a larger spine with a different color fabric, maybe just a tatted piece on background of fabric if this gets too fat. So let's put this away and let me come out and look at chat. We're gonna do my haul next. We're gonna do my haul next. We'll put Penelope out here. Let me get my phone, because I can read chat better on my phone. Close all. Angie says, sorry, working on fall things. You're working on autumn? That's a rough schedule, Becky. What did Becky say? Your tatting is cute. Thank you, Patty. If you could see it close up, you could see a beginner really did it. It's not beautiful tatting, but I was learning. It's my learning experiences. Juju says 6 to 8 here, depending on the work plans. 5:30, I'm hitting the last few hard sleep minutes. 6 to 8. Are you going to stream tomorrow morning? Becky says we start, oh, I see. Becky says we start our days at 5 a.m. and Juju says she starts at 6 to 8. 5:30 is a little early. Becky says Scott is starting back to teaching tomorrow night, so I will have to have dinner ready at 4:30 so he can go from the day job to the night job by 6. Well, that's Monday night. How many nights a week is he teaching? We start our days at 5 a.m. Hi, Don Boss. That's good to see you, lady. Welcome in. If you're out there, welcome, welcome in. Becky, I'm such a night owl, Juju says. Angie says she's cutting out sayings for fall. Juju says, sorry, I was painting. Yes, Mary, 1 a.m. I am at 10 Central. Okay, so Juju's going to come on at 10. I'm going to try to leave right at 10 so you can hop, for you night owls who can't sleep, you can hop right from my stream to Juju's stream. And Juju, if you happen to be in a little before that, remind me and I'll put a link to your channel, or I'll have one of the mods put a link to your channel. You were painting? Gotta go, Diane says. Catch ya later. And Lindy says hello to Becky. She said yes. I think Diane was saying, Mary, Juju said yes, she's streaming tonight. Accused the innocent squirrel of theft. Shame. All right, I'm back to where Becky said she was using thrifted yarn. Yeah, Dawn, it's good to see you. It's good to have you join us. All right, I think I'm caught up with chat, so let's move on to the haul. And I'll come back to the chat in a minute or two. Let me get a drink of water. I made a salad tonight. I went out and picked that. Oh, you know what? There's a little cherry tomato on my cherry tomato plants. Yay! I hope that I'm going to actually get tomatoes out of. I got 2 of them out there in my raised bed. And I'm thinking I got a pepper, but I'm not sure. And they advise you to, if you get little peppers, to pull them off, and then the plant will be forcing all its energy to making more and bigger ones. but I haven't seen any yet. But my pepper plants are getting tall. And they also advise you to plant your pepper plants close together. I guess we'll see. Let's start out with, is this the Dollar Tree? This is the Dollar Tree haul. I got a coffee towel, and I couldn't just settle for one, so I got two. I like these in the kitchen. They're just little kitchen towels. I change the towels and the dish rags daily. I don't like them to sit around 2 or 3 days. And I couldn't settle on, I looked for washcloth to go to this one. And I'm thinking I might cut this up for my sunshine journal and use it as the cover, or inside it says choose to shine. And I'm going to try to start my sunshine journal in August. So I bought that. That might stay in here. I'll put it behind me. This is Dollar Tree. And I went special so I could get palettes. And I bought 4 of them. I don't know where the others went to. I bought some clips. I bought 2 of these. I don't know where the other one is. I bought 2 of these. We use these larger ones in our kitchen sink. Like I cut up onions from the garden. I brought garden onions in today, and it just keeps the things from going down. We need more of these clips for our chips and stuff. Let's see, these will go out in the kitchen. I'm going to put these together after. I bought some of these really cool stickers. I like them. They're books and old clocks and stuff. And I generally don't buy the Dollar Tree stickers anymore, but these, I couldn't leave them alone. I bought some R2 pens. I'm going to try these tonight to see if these will spread ink. They used to. I don't know if they do anymore. And then I bought some of this crafting polymer clay. I'm going to see if that can run through the clay machine that I got from Debbie Epps. I got some baggies to keep in here to put stuff in. I got some numbers, and I got 3 of these, and then I discovered that 2 of them are tiny. I bought some little cups because I'm running out of watercolor cups. Those stay in here. Next time I need a glass to... I bought some freezer bags for our zucchini. Freezer bags, well, I don't know. This one is a storage bag, but I bought freezer bags for the zucchini because we were running out of freezer bags. And my brother I bought 2 freezer bags and a storage bag. Those will go out in the kitchen. There's my other ink pen. Here's my other palettes. I just love those palettes. Here's the other sink drainer that goes out in the kitchen. Then I bought some of this little pretty trim. And these letters are tiny. I wanted them for my journal, but I might use my July journal, put 2025. And this is the other polymer clay. That's my Dollar Tree haul. Good haul, Mary. I'm going to get the kitchen things and throw them out the door here, because I'll be taking those out in the kitchen. Anything else? Nope, everything else stays in here. And as far as the haul goes, let me get over here and reach over here and grab it. What's this? Those are towels. Let me put these towels in the kitchen bag. Now, toss them over there, and let me grab this. I actually brought an empty box out here to put this stuff in until I get it sorted, put away. I might leave the palette knives out. I've got some packing paper here. I might open one of those to see if they work. Oh, this, yeah, this stays in here. Okay, let me leave that stuff out. What's this? What is that? Oh, those are jewelry. Is that jewelry? Yeah. I'm going to put it in there, in here too, because it needs, I need to sort some of this stuff out. That's a scribble journal. Alright, I need desk space. Alright, that's good. Let me grab this, and this, and this. Yeah, she'll box it up and forget about it. No, I won't, because I'm putting it right in the path. I have to either jump over it or pick it up. I'm going to open these up and put them in my little containers over there, because I really do like these palette knives. I'm constantly using these. And they hold up really well, she says as she breaks it. And they're opening up quite nice. I'm going to save the tags. If they all open this way, we'll make some tags. Yeah, I'm constantly using and losing these. And for $1.25, I think they're a bargain. There we go. Now I should have a nice supply of the palette knives over here. I use them to pick up stuff, to get under my... I couldn't find any double-sided tape, though. I find those little pop dot things, and I don't like those. They got more of those and no double-sided tape. Alright, let's try. I want to see if this ink will spread, if it's water soluble. I'll save that one too. Let's get a... I need a trial piece of paper. I'm laughing because my scrap, I always bury my scrap. I brought a container for my scraps, and I have to dig for it. Let's just try on a, this is copy paper. And of course it's full. It didn't take me long to fill that up at all. And I am just going to scribble on here. I call this a palette when I'm drawing. Let's just draw a circle maybe. I want to see how water soluble these pens are. I think they work with the formulation of the ink over the years when I first used them. Let's get out one of those new paper cups that I bought. Let's use it. You bought it, let's use it. And I washed out all my brushes before the stream tonight. So this one should be clean. It's a little, yeah, worse for wear, but it's clean. And let's grab my water. Oh, where is it? There it is. And let's put some water in that cup. And let's see, that really is bigger than I want. That's a fan brush. That's a fan brush. Let's try this brush. And that. I use those brushes for glue and... Oh yeah, it's going to spread. See, I can do some tonal values. Now, I usually don't put it right on what I'm drawing. I usually grab it. And this is copy paper. If you're using vellum paper, that will not soak in as much. And you can spread it more. Yeah. Let's get a piece of, no, I don't really have any vellum coated. I have a piece of watercolor paper, but I think it'll soak into that too. Let me go back to my scrap bag. See what else I have in here. I could try it on a piece of this, the backing of that sticker paper. Let's see, what else do I have? Copy paper, sticker stuff. Here's a back of a greeting card. It's kind of glossy. You really want something, you can get vellum coated paper. Those little, your storybooks, I think, are vellum coated, and I have one, but it's buried. It's buried under a stack. I'm not going to dig it out. Let's see how it works on. Oh, I got 2 of those. Now this is glossy. And of course, anything glossy and I'm just playing here. Quite eyebrows. Eyelashes, I mean. Alright. Let's give it a little more definition in here. Now let's see how that spreads. I don't know. On the back of a greeting. Oh yeah, look at that. See, and then you can come in and if you don't like how dark it is, grab you a paper towel. And this is glossy paper, so it's not going to soak in right away. Grab you a little paper towel and kind of dab at it. So for, again, 2 pens for $1.25 is what? 65 cents? 60 cents? 63 cents? For playing. Oh, you guys, I was watching, while I was eating my salad, I was watching a show on Christie's selling art. And of course, you know, you have all these rich people buying art that's, I think, man, you know, that artist, well, back in Rubens, they were selling a Rubens, and you know, he probably would, you sold my painting for $35 million and I didn't get a penny of it? Oh dear. Let me go up a little here. And I didn't get a penny. He's probably up there in the sky thinking, whoa, whoa, look what I did, and it sold for $35 million. But they were talking about, this I should be over further, but I'm going to run out of space. They were talking about, oh, how they decide what to sell, and even the order that they sell stuff in. And well, since I started it, let's give her an eyeball. I never do the second eye quite as nice. There's your ear, lady. Yeah, I like how these on vellum coated or on a glossy paper, this ink does really nice. As far as if you like to get tonal values. Looks like she's got a mustache there. Sorry about that, lady. Let's see if I can wash some of that out. Just get it wet and blot it. Yeah. Oh, it's just kind of fun to play. Fun play is all it is. And I wanted to see if those ink pens, well, I think I bought a black one and a blue one. I like to write with the blue one in my journal because it does not soak through. I don't know, the black one might, but I was noticing that see, it didn't soak through. And I was using it in what journal? Was I using it? No, I was using my Tombow in my writing journal. I was using it in one of my journals. Well, whoops, let's put some water on that eye. We gave her a black eye here. Now it's really black. But let's blot it. I got the white out of it. Now, well, let's make this one darker then. There we go. It's just more, I just wanted to see if this ink would be water soluble, and it is. And you can let this dry and then build a layer on top of it. You can build layers with this. I have a drawing little tutorial that I did a long time ago about using water soluble ink. It's really fun to do. So that satisfied my curiosity. We'll keep those out. And we'll keep that out. So I did the Dollar Tree haul. Let's go to the thrift haul, because I did get to the thrift store. And I went to that one that I'm disappointed in, because I don't know. What disappoints me is they get donated items and then they sell it at almost retail prices. And that bothers me. I put a lot of things back on the shelf, but I did get a few things. Their books weren't too bad. The ones that were not art books. Yeah. I won't buy them. $10 a book to cut up. At a thrift store. I'll buy them for $2.50, and if they're really nice, I'll pay $5 for them. But I won't pay $10 for a book at a thrift store. Will not do it. I have my limits. I have my standards. And my brother gave me a grocery list, and I had to go do his shopping. And he wanted some A&W root beer, and he always buys it in the bottle, the 32-ounce bottle. And I got there I got to Walmart, and to the pop section, there's a shelf. Say this is the shelf. And then they have those plastic bottles of little 16-ounce bottles in a 6-pack. Well, they have that underneath, but what they had on the shelf where the bottles were, and all I could find was zero sugar in A&W beer. But underneath of this shelf was a 6-pack. Well, right in here, they had a little tray of cans, and you couldn't move it. You couldn't move it. There was no way to get that 6-pack out of there. Well, I finally got a hold of a clerk who just happened to be walking down the aisle. She said, "It looks like you need help." And I said, "Yes, how do you get this out?" And so what you have to do is push back on the 6-pack. If it pushes back, you push it back and then you lean it forward. But I didn't buy that because I found a box of 24 cans. And I got that for him. And he doesn't really drink it out of the cans, but she said they had a run on pop with a 4th of July holiday. And I haven't told my brother yet why I bought him cans instead of his bottle. But I think he probably knows. Okay, I was going to do the thrift haul. Let me hang this up. And we might do something with these tonight, because, yeah, why throw them away? All right, we're going to start out. Let me get it. I threw the box on top of it. Come on. And I debated, oh, this must be a clock or something. Oh, it is a clock. Oh, I'm going to have to put a battery in there and see if it actually works. I bought this. I didn't know it was a clock. I think I paid $6 for this. On the back it says made in China. I'm going to see if I put a battery in there if it actually keeps time. But it's been my experience that these little handmade clocks don't keep much. There's no second hand on it. But I bought it for this. And I was thinking what I would do was knock it all off, but I said, yeah, see, well, actually I bought it for $5.95. But now that I see that it's a clock, I might see, looks like it only takes one battery. I bought it for the clock face, and that's the only other thing besides books. I got some books. I'll show those. Let me take this off. I'm going to take this out in the other room and put a battery in it and see if it actually ticks. I doubt it because, you know, it's been handled and Lord knows where it's been. This is a German dictionary. I think I paid $2 for it. It's not bad for a dictionary. And I got a history book. And I got a quilting book. And I don't have the Declaration of Independence in here, and I'm not going to hop, skip, and jump to get it. But this is one of those museum in a book books. Let me adjust my camera. Well, actually, let me take a couple of these books off, and we'll look at that one. We'll look at these separately. And then I got a book that, well, I got a Declaration of Independence that is a museum in a book, but it's out where my recliner is because I was looking at it. Now, I'm going to put you up. Let me adjust my camera so you guys can actually see. These are pretty cool books. If you see them, I would grab them. I don't know how many they do. They seem to be history. Let me adjust my chair a little here. Oh. And of course, I knocked an ink pen down. All right. So this is Lewis and Clark, Museum in a Book. Experience the epic adventure through removable journal pages, maps, and artifacts. So it's almost like an art journal type thing. They got a legend there, real cool. And these type of books, I don't think I could draw in it or maybe do reverse collage, but I don't think I can cut these up. Look at that. Isn't that awesome? Look at that picture. These are really cool. And I don't think I could even do reverse collage because you want to read about it. I could reverse collage this and blend it in. And I don't think I could cut it up. I might be able to collage on that, do a collage. And forgive me if my hands got messy. The day after tomorrow, I shall set out. A young Virginian embarks on a hazardous assignment. And look, here's a, you know, this is almost like a journal, art journal type thing. This looks like one of his journal entries. Or, no, it's a letter because it's going to Mrs. Looks like Susie Mark. Susie A. Mark. Let's see what it says. Of course, it's a copy. Don't know if I can read it. Half of the birth certificate looks like it's only, looks like the other part of it's missing. There's only part. Half of the certificate to which he is interested. I'd have to zoom in and read it. But you can see it looks like here's where he signed it. Something's going on in here. They may have not made it legible to, of course, why would they not make it legible to read? Or it may just be so old that it's not even, the original may not even be legible. I can get it back in there. And it probably talks about it here. Meriwether Lewis, the President's Choice. We received the treaty from Paris. And look, it's a vellum sheet, and inside is, Dear Sir, Washington, U.S. of America, July 1805. I can't read the date. It looks like it might be 11th or 14th. It's faded. What's this? Looks like a cross-stitch chart. Suppose the key word to be centipedes. Write it thus. There must be a code. Must be a code. He must be figuring out a code here. Or this could be faded through. on the back of this. Looks like it's faded through. And this is the letter. I'm not going to sit here and read it all, but it's kind of cool. To Captain Meriwether Lewis. They wrote it down here to the greeting. Dear Sir, in the journey which you are about to undertake for this, no, I can't read the rest. Very cool. And then you sit and read about it. I will cheerfully join you. A historic partnership is formed. Clarksville, Indiana Territory, October 1803, October 15th. William Clark, Lewis and Clark. And here's another envelope. This is what makes this so fun, is how there's, even if you can't read them, it's fun. Like, here's a tag. Looks like a tag. It's just, it's an ink spot. Washington, July, and again, I think it's July 2nd, 1806. Dear Mother. He wrote to his mother. And here's another letter. You know, he kept the journal. I don't know if it was, look, it's faded on both sides. Probably how it was in the original. She probably had a hard time reading that. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh, he did a journal. And I had that book, and I was cleaning out, and I gave it away. A journal of the Lewis and Clark. Their keepings. Set out up the Missouri. I think I gave it away. I'll have to check. And look, here's another flip. This is why they call it a museum in a book. And we could learn from this, couldn't we? What is this, a map? Oh, it's got a hole in it. Somebody took a hole out of it. Oh, maybe it originally had a hole in it. That's too bad. This looks like a list of goods. They got the price over there and maybe a description of what they bought and the amount. A memorandum of, that looks like artistic in something for the something pages. Artifacts is probably, but it looks like artistic. This is what makes it fun. This is history as we should have learned it. I liked history, but my history books weren't made like this, and they should have been. Robust, young backwoodsman. And here's another journal entry here. Very cool. It looks like a ledger type sheet. And boy, you know, it would be fun to cut this all up, but why cut it up when it's already, I don't know where this came from. We'll find a spot for it. Set out early and proceeded on. Might have come from here. I felt compelled to draw my sword. Oh, there's a... Huh. Oh. Goes like this. There's something in there. Another couple journal entries. Thomas Jefferson, President of the United States. From the power vested in us by the authority to all who shall see these present greetings. Know ye that from the special confidence reposed by us in the sincere and unalterable attachment of, and it's in handwriting, I can't read it, cable disposition to cultivate peace, harmony, and good neighborhood with the said states and the citizens of the same. We do hereby the authority vested in us require and charge all citizens of the United States and Indian nations in treaty with the same and all other persons whomsoever to receive, acknowledge, and treat the said, I can't read the handwriting, something, the something in the most friendly manner. Declare him to be friend and ally of the United States, the government of which will at all times be extended to his protection, so long as he does acknowledge the authority of the same, having signed with our hands and seals. It looks like they crossed out the words, because here it said, will at all times be extended to their, and it's been crossed out and wrote his. And this looks like the seal there. Some sort of a seal. Very cool. And there's some writing on here. I'm not going to take the time to read it. I can get it back in there. Maybe I should put this in first. There we go. And I was, when I first saw it, I go, wow, this is cool. I first saw the Declaration of Independence one. And I don't know what this is. Oh, it's a folded another journal entry or letter. Very cool stuff. Equal fortitude and resolution. You know, we just can't imagine what it was like 200 years ago when these people came to the United States. The pioneers and the explorers, and, you know, they had to have a certain amount of bravery. My feet is very much bruised and cut. Now, that's what I would say. I was overjoyed at the sight of this stranger. And another journal entry there. And more. I'm going to put this one in here. What that is. I'm going to put it in here. It's just laying out. As is this. Looks like another map. Hope it doesn't have a hole in it. Looks like it's cut apart. No, it's folded. I can't read the writing. It's too tiny and blurred. But it looks like a map of the river. Can you imagine just going by something like this and jumping in a boat and floating down the river and not knowing where you were going or what you were going to encounter along the way? It's another one. Goes like this, I guess. I don't know what that represents. It probably explains it all there. And it probably talks about it in here. Where does this open? Here. A museum and a book. This is how history should have, our history books should have been. Of course, then you would have to buy them because it would not make it through a year without theft and artwork done on them. It looks like they have little seals in here. There's another one there. I'm not sure what that is. I'm gonna leave. Oh, it looks like some drawings. Oh, let's look. I'm not sure what this is all about. I think it seals it. I'm going to take it off. How do I get in? I want to see the drawings. Here. Now, I don't want to hear from any of you that you can't draw. Look at these drawings. Drawing the Indians. What's going on here? Is it old man? Oh, what's going on there? Oh, look, he did a good drawing of the fish. He did a good drawing of the fish. Let's put it back in. So, somebody may open your journal 100 years from now. They may find it and say, look at this drawing. Can you imagine living back there in 2025? When all they had was an internet to communicate. Ocean view, oh the joy. Well, they made it to the other side. Here's another flip with another map. Oh, look at the drawing. He's good at doing animals, isn't he? He must have liked animals. Looks like another map. Oh, that's a good one. Homeward bound. They're going to turn around and go back home. And here's another envelope, another journal. I'm not going to take it out. Here's a plant. It looks like you drew a plant. A couple of them over here. We have penetrated the continent of North America. He's a handsome guy. And here we have a really interesting flap. It looks like it's maybe newsprint of maybe the journey as he came back. This says December, death of, looks like a newspaper reprint. All the success which could have been expected. It looks like a bunch of wolves, and that looks like a buffalo head. I'm not sure what's going on in there. And I think we're at the back. I just thoroughly enjoyed this. This is all the acknowledgments and everything. About the author. Bob Craig is an award-winning author and historian whose books on the Civil War, the Old West, and World War II have earned crucial and popular acclaim. His work on the Battle of Gettysburg, Covered with Glory, won the James J. Robertson Award. Confederate Goliath, the Battle of Fort Fisher, earned both the Fletcher Pratt Award and the Clarendon Cup, and the Illustrated Confederate Reader won Douglas Southall Freeman Award. Talking about all his awards there in his books, and it says he and his wife live in South Carolina. Becky, I wonder if he's still alive. What date is what? This has to be a newer book, but let's see when it was published. It is published in 2003. So I got the Declaration of Independence one. It's out by my recliner. I'm not gonna. So this was a really neat buy, and it only, I think she charged me $2 for it. That was worth $2. I'm not gonna cut it up. I don't know what I'll do with it, but I'll enjoy it for the time being. Let me pick my tatting envelope up or I'll run over it. So the other books, let's look at that quilting one. Where's the quilting one? The quilting one I got just for inspiration. I'm not a quilter, but I have done some blocks. Can you guys see? Yeah, let me get a drink of water. They have another quilting one, but it was too expensive. It probably had templates in it. Full-size quilt books, blocks. Stars and hearts. And by the way, I pieced together that slow stitch piece in my Friday stream, but I was so busy on Friday and I came home and looking for my eyeglasses and tearing the living room apart and having to put it all together today. I never got to it. As a woman, I've designed and stitched quilts for their familiar favorite motifs, as stars and hearts found their way into these exquisite quilts. These universal motifs found in utilitarian household objects as well became common shapes that quilters used again and again. Who wrote this book? Grandma's Best Full-Size Quilts. Better Homes and Gardens. Meredith Books. Meredith used to be based out of, I don't know if they're still there, in Des Moines, Iowa. I actually did a contract with, a computer contract with, it wasn't with the book publishing, but it was in their information, their IT tech area. Little contract. Stars and Heart quilt blocks, pretty florals, vintage classics, looks like a dress. Favorite geometrics, borders and edgings. Stars and Hearts. I don't know who wrote it though. And that says as women designed, not as a woman. I thought that was talking about, look at this. Isn't that cool? Now that makes me want to do some paper piecing just for my journals. Inspiration. So it's talking to, there's cookie cutters there. And that's, looks like a pan with hearts on it. Probably a cake can or a, not cake, but a pancake pan or a waffle iron. Here's the stars. Ooh, I like this. And they gave you a full-size pattern there. It looks like it's 8x8. It could be 9x9. Let's see. I'll get my dirty ruler out here. It is 9. So your patterns are 9x9. This one looks bigger. Whoa! No, it's 9 too. It just looks bigger. Maybe because it's out. But see, it's 4-patch. And that's a 4-patch with the diagonals. And it's forming the, as this is all 4-patch. I could do this one. Because this is a diagonal here and here and there and there. And these two are the same color and these two are the same color. All of these are 4-patch. These are very nice. Now, this looks like it might be a 4-patch in here, but what's going on there? I think they're just filling in. Well, that's a 4-patch. That's a 4-patch. These look like fill-ins here. It's a rectangular piece. These are 4 patches here, 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 and here, here. And then these are, maybe was a, well, no, because it's not a diagonal, it's more of a, it's got this little, And look at this one. Hearts. This is very cute. And look, they put it on a text background here. Could do that in on a journal page or on a card. I like seeing the full-size patterns like this. It helps me understand. Look at this one. Now this is definitely not a 4-patch. There's a square in the center, and then it's got these long triangles. It looks like an umbrella in here going that way. Look what they did there with it. Looks like an eye. Doesn't it look like an eye? And that's the eyeball. This might be fun to play with my scraps. We might do that someday. I'm not going to do it tonight because I'm tired, but... Heart. I'm not a quilter, but I enjoy seeing this. I would probably do some of those 4-patch ones. I could put, here's a Stars and Stripes one. An American flag. I like what they did there. That'd go in my 4th of July book, but I'm not going to cut it up. It's another very red, white, and blue. Over here. Oh, look at that. You'd have to have some talent to match all those up. Have to sharpen your scissors, Mary. Hearts and stars. Heart patches. Rainbow stars. I like this one. I like that one a lot. Star shades. I think we're getting into the flowers here. Pretty florals. Florals in all their beauty bring loveliness to everything they touch. Oh, they certainly do. Look at that. I'm going to have to go visit a quilt show. I've wanted to visit the Quilt Museum. Now, I have a consultation in Lincoln at the end of July, and my brother's not going to want to go for just the consultation. He'll go if he has to drive me home if I get knocked around with Novocaine or pain medication. But it might be fun. Let's see, if I get up early, and I don't know what day it is, but I may not stream that day. But if I get up early, I could go visit I think my appointment's at 2. I could go visit the Quilt Museum if I get up there early enough. That would be fun. I've always wanted to go visit that International Quilt Museum. Ooh, this is pretty. Texas tulips. Floral sunbursts. Pansies. Mine wouldn't turn out this nice, but I'm not a quilter either. I don't have years of experience behind me. But I enjoy seeing these full-size patterns. They're very cool. They appeal to me, the graphic nature. And I'm really not I'm not a graphic person. Now, if I was doing this in an art journal, to say draw flowers, I'd be going like this. I would not be making I would not be doing, I'm just saying I'm not a graphic geometric is not my style, but with fabric, this is cool, because this is a 4-patch. And then they split the diagonals there. I could handle that one. And I love this up here, very colonial. I could handle that. I could handle this one too, probably. Well, it's kind of interesting. It is a 4-patch, but they've cut the little diagonals there to match up. Well, it's probably a 9-patch. I'm not sure. It looks like a 4-patch though. I gotta turn that fan toward me, it's getting hot. That's pretty. I like that. I like the graphic nature in fabric, because the fabric, most of it has designs in it. This is pretty. That's not me, but it's pretty. And I haven't shown you all my quilts yet. I got distracted from my quilt show. Oh, this is interesting. See, I love this. But they kind of miss it in here, if you ask me, because it doesn't come to a point. It comes down like that. But in fabric, when you see it in fabric, it blends in. But to me, I would want this curve to meet that diagonal. But that's just me. Vintage classics. Now this is where I love to see this stuff. Beautiful. Inspiration. That's what this all is inspiration. I love the full-size patterns, and they look like they're 9x9s. This is very simple. And they've used a quilt print there in the center block. This is very traditional, isn't it? 4 patches, cut diagonals. I might be able to handle that one. Might struggle a little getting it all matched up, but... And here they starting working with curves. That would be a challenge for me. Maybe not drawing it as much as cutting it. Ooh, this one's pretty. I love this one. And I could do this. See, it's just 4-patch. It's just 4-patch. And it does something really cool like that. Another, and I say 4-patch, I mean squares. 4-patch is really 4 on a 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Except here they cut these curves. And they probably do that with a pattern to make it all match up. But look at what they've done here. They cut, what they've done, it looks like they've cut a heart, and then these shapes are the negative spaces. They didn't really plan these spaces. These spaces are negative. They did their heart. Well, I call it a heart. It ends up being a flower as you match them all together. Very pretty. Very, very pretty. I could probably handle this one. This one's cool. It looks very, I want to say I see movement. I see movement in this. It looks like it could spin. Looks like a pinwheel. Oh, I could handle this one for sure. It's just 3 stripes. That would probably be a good beginner one. I wouldn't say I'd match them all up perfectly. Here's another curvy-dervy one. Very cool. Very organic. And now we're getting into the sunbonnet Sues with the purse. And the country boy. Very, very country. Folk art, almost. I'm enjoying this. I don't know about you guys. I'm just enjoying paging through this. Another curvy-dervy. gonna have to play more with my fabrics. I took them all upstairs, though. I took them all upstairs to get them out of the living area. If I want to play with my fabric, I gotta go dig through upstairs now. And it's 101 up there. Favorite geometrics. I love seeing all these together over here. Inspiration. Looks like the inspiration was a drum, a basket, and some blocks. Very cool. Very, very cool. Oh, I love this. It almost looks like a bodice, doesn't it? This one does. Like all you need are some sleeves. You'll be a dress. Have a dress skirt hanging down there. I guess it's the boobs and the collar and the shirt underneath. Did she say boobs? I did. Shh. Don't tell the world. Oh, this would be a simple one. Fun to look at these. Very fun. That would be a fun one to make too. This one reminds me of envelopes, as you see them quilted. I don't see as many envelopes in here as I do over here. It's the coloring. I see envelopes. And now I see the envelopes stacked together, folded on each other. Crosses, X's. This one's cool. Another big X. I'm almost done here. Now I like how something as simple as this, as you put it together, becomes very, very busy and organic. I might just have to go back upstairs and pick out a couple pieces of fabric and try a couple of these, but not tonight. Not tonight. There's the fly page. Index, sources, and resources. Thank you, Better Homes. I did enjoy this book. I'm going to keep it out. I might have to play with it someday when I get bored. All right, now we have the German dictionary, and it's just the big old fat book. I thought, man, look at the spine. It's at least 2 inches, maybe 2.5. 2.5-inch spine. I got it upside down. It's German. The new Casale's German Dictionary. German to English. And I can't read it. I have to get a magnifying glass to read that print, even with my glasses on. But how fun to alter this book. And are they stitched in? I don't think they're stitched into signatures. Robert I. Williams, June 1964. Oh, I can read a little of this. Turn the flank. I get it up to my nose, I can read it. But I got it because of the size and the sturdiness of it. This would make a nice journal. Yeah, I'd probably take the pages out of it. These would actually make nice envelope paper. Well, they're kind of thin. They're not ultra thick. I would be putting floral paper on it. But I bought it. I said I can't leave it on the shelf. I'm getting it. Now, last of all, and this is the last thing on my thrift haul, we got the Chronicles of America. And of course we got the presidents there, stone-faced. South Dakota. And I bought this because of the history. Because because of the history. There's Mr. Clinton. A New World. And I thought I got it mainly because of, well, the pictures in it are nice. And I might put a few of these in my journal. I got this to tear apart. I'm not going to tear apart tonight. But look at all the pictures. And I love history. I love reading about it. I'm not going to read here because my eyes are tired, but I wore those reading glasses today and they gave me a headache. We're finally to George Washington over here in 1796. Very cool. A lot of images, which I just love. I'll be cutting this one up. And I love how very cool journal spots in here. Of course, Jesse James shot dead, but a lot of really cool headlines in here. Helen Keller's Story of My Life. So I think I looked at it and it goes to the 1990s. And we have advanced 25 more years since all of this was done. Well, we got Reagan and Bush here. He was president in 89 to 93. The 41st president. Age at inauguration was 64. His nickname is Poppy. And he hasn't died yet when this was printed. This is George Herbert Walker Bush. That's the daddy. And then it's got all the states here. See Dee Dee making a poster out of this. Reminds me of Dee Dee Willingham. And look at all these little books here. We could cut out and make little history chronicles of America. And we've got the beautiful flag and the Statue of Liberty. I almost feel like putting that in my July art journal. What's on the front? No, I won't cut it up tonight. I'll cut it up another night. I'm gonna deconstruct this book. It is gonna go the way of fussy cutting. That's what these books are for. In my world. That's what I bought it for. And it wasn't expensive. Alright. Speaking of fussy cutting, I'm going to do a hop, skip, and jump. Now I'm going to move that box that I put all that. Let me get this stuff out. I cleaned today. I put some stuff. Actually, I'm going to put this in that box. Then I'm going to sort stuff out. Oh, let's see. I think I can just reach from here, maybe. I need to stand up. I don't have to hop over the box. No. I'm going to have to hop. Let me move the box. Oh, it's not heavy. I just have to stoop over. Put it up above here. I need to walk over here, take the kitchen sack, and put it out in the kitchen right now. What I'm going to show you, let me come over here, and I'll come look at chat before I get started on this part. Get over here. I must have 10 bags of magazines that I'm going to cut up. I can't keep all these magazines. Now, I will say that it's harder to find free magazines. Magazines have gone up in price. The stores aren't selling them in the grocery stores, so all of them. Some stores may still sell them, but most of the grocery stores in my area have quit selling magazines. Well, they sell some at the cash register, but they don't have a magazine stand. They got rid of all their magazine stands. Why did they do that? And you don't find them at the free library table so much anymore. People aren't buying them like they used to. And I'm very hesitant to cut up, but 10 bags is way too many. I'm not cutting up my Somerset Studios. Dee Dee has duplicates, I think. She makes journals out of some of hers, but mine are getting saved. They're the only magazines on Somerset Studio. I still have some old cloth paper scissors. The art journaling magazines. What Women Create, or Where Women Create, all of those type of magazines from Somerset I keep. But things like this, what is this? Beach House. You know, what am I going to do with this? Dove soap. So let me get a sack out. I'm going to, do I have a sack? What I'm going to do is, I'm going to tear these apart in front of you, and what I don't use are going to get tossed. Now there's a kitty, or is that a dog? Making healthy taste good. Now I don't really care. I think that's an animal. It looks like a cat dog. Look how close its eyes are together. But I'm not gonna keep that. There's an ice cream cone. See, I could save some of this stuff, but that doesn't really, I'm only going to keep what appeals to me. And this is more of a home type magazine. And yeah, I should take these, and I got to do this differently here. Let me put these in my lap. Now, I doubt that I'll save much out of this magazine. It will probably go the way of trash. She said if she sees all these cute... Now, I would love those if they weren't printed in. I'm not gonna... I would love a page of spots like that, but I don't see anything that really is floating my boat in this magazine. Yeah. A fun ways to lounge around. Now, I love that porch. But see, they spoil it by putting all this printing in there. Wouldn't you love to sit on that front porch? I would be sitting out there in a heartbeat. See, and I love that cottage, but they put their stupid printing in there. So I'm not keeping it. Don't print on the house! There's nothing in here that appeals to me. There's food. I don't keep food. I might just throw this entire magazine away. It's not it doesn't float my boat. That's an interesting wall. This is a decorator type magazine. What does this say? 365 days of summer. Life is a beach at this adorable bungalow in Ocean City, Maryland. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything in here that's cute though. I like that chair. You can call it that. So this magazine, I don't know where I got it. Probably picked it up free. Now this is kind of cool. How the cat is. Is there anything that appeals to me? It's this. We'll save that. I don't know if I'll ever use it, but I'm looking for stuff that appeals to my artistic voice. And you could take stuff like this and do stuff with it. There's bicycles and vans. Of course, they're back to back. Get crafty in the kitchen. Recipe a day. happier home. Yeah. I have a feeling this entire magazine is going to go in the trash. Get outside the ordinary. I like that, if I can tear it. I like that journal spot. Get outside the ordinary. Now, I would not buy this magazine because it's, you know, you have to have a certain interest. That's kind of cool. You have to have a certain, maybe home design or designer, home interior decoration for it to appeal to you. Me, I take what I find at the thrift store. So there's that. Let's get that cup off of here. Put it over here. So what do we have next? These are magazines that I said I'm going to rip them up. I don't need them anymore. Taste of Home magazines, while they're really cool, I don't really cook for family or anything like that. I'm going to set this Taste of Home ones aside. And now the Nebraska land one. This is interesting. What is it? Can't figure out that cover. Let's see, does it talk about the cover in here? On the web, is that a nest? I haven't figured that out. I have no idea what that is. The Spadefoot Toad, Flames of the Niobrara, Fog from Above, What to Do in November. I still haven't figured it out. Huh. The Nebraska one appeals to me. Even this. Now, I hate to split that, but this could be a nice background. The heart cut out of a leaf on a tree. I don't know, it looks like clouds. A dog and a duck. A dog and a duck. That looks like a snake. Ew. A turtle and trees. I'm going to take the turtle. The trees, I get enough of that. Be nice for an autumn page, though. I might take it for, who knows, maybe I'll put it in my sunshine journal or something. You can have sunshine in November. There's a foot, here's a dog, and a pheasant. He doesn't appeal to me because he's got a pheasant in his mouth. Smoked quail. Look at that sunflower. Artifacts of Autumn. Yeah, I'll be keeping these. I'll take all of these just for, and then I'll decide how I want to use them later. I don't know what's on the other side. Oh, look at that flag. We're coming back to that. Now let me tear these out. Flames on the Niobrara. Train fireman. Post fire. Here, Nebraska Civil War flags. Look at that. Isn't that cool? That could go in my 4th of July. I'm going to save it out for my 4th of July book. I'll put it up above. There's a trash. And I'm not going to think twice about it. What I don't pick out from here is going to get thrown away. The Disappearing Act. I have a feeling that this is part of the cover. after the shot. It doesn't appeal to me. From the field to the freezer. Piecing together the past. Prairie parks. That kind of appeals, that picture does. Because I can't keep this stuff around anymore. Is that fish? I haven't figured this picture out. It really bothers me. Is that a dog holding a pheasant? Ew, it's creepy. It's a creepy picture. Oh, and here we have a old bus. What are they doing? Looks like they went hunting. They did. Oh, I like the old automobile, but I don't like all the dead ducks. The photo I didn't know I wanted. Taking a beginner hunting. Sometimes a photographic opportunity just presents itself, and all I have to do is take advantage. I take a lot of crab spider photos. Oh, is that a crab spider? No, I'm done. I'm going to throw that whole thing away. I'm not going to look back. I saved quite a few things out of 2 magazines. That's 2 magazines there. Taste of Home I'm holding back on. I'll have to look at the recipes more. Here's another Nebraska land. Now that I know is a turtle. And I might save it. It's kind of cool. And we're back to this stuff. Oh, look at these owls. Look at that owl. Now these I'll save. See, they got some really cool photos in these. Now, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? We'll save these. I got these at the library. We don't, now I kind of like her. Hold on to your hats. I'm going to save that just for the hold on to your hats. Oh, we got perch cakes. Yuck. I don't care for that stuff. About the only kind of fish I'll eat salmon, and I'll eat tilapia. Well, I do like more fish, but I don't like catfish and carp and all that crap. Haunted Halloween. Halloween. Is this a haunted cat? I haven't figured this one out. Oh, it's a witch. It's a witch! Oh, look at the 2 little ones there. I don't care for that, but we'll save this page. And I'm just going to pull out, and I'm not going to look back. Usually what I do when I fussy cut and I tear up book magazines like this is I second guess myself. I go, maybe there's something in there I didn't mean to throw away. Low budget waterfowling. Early license plates and driver licenses. Ooh, we'll save this article. On the Move Again. Bird migration. I'm not too much into birds, but I'll save them. Pigments of the fur trade. See, now see, they put their colors down below. Bless their hearts. We'll save all of this. There's a clematis, a hairy clematis. We'll save all of this. Save half the magazine there. Well, sometimes I do, because there's got a lot of neat pictures in it. But I'll throw away the other half. Oh, I wanted this too. And this. Hold on, I'm not done yet. There we go. That's only a few pages. Our spider housemates. Truck stuff. They went hunting and fishing. Fall color. Duck slam. Alright, we're going to throw that away. I'm done. My stack's a little thicker. That Taste of Home magazine. I'm going to put it under the sack. This is another Nebraska land. I've got several of them. This is kind of cool. That looks like a fishing rod, maybe. Is that a fishing rod? I don't know what it is. We'll see, but it's kind of cool. I like the colors. Oh, look, a butterfly on the daisy. I'm going to save one page. It looks like a milkweed pod. What is it? Nature Silk Purse. It's a milkweed pod. This looks like my brother fishing. He can't find anybody to go with him anymore. I feel so sorry for him. I offer to go, but he doesn't want to go fishing with his sister. Raven's Return. I might save that. I'm not much into ravens and Halloween and all of that, but that's a good picture of a raven. Moral Mushroom Pizza. Well, looks good, but Observe and Admire. I think this is more of beautiful photography in these magazines. I think I'll take this for the journal spot. Yep, Mary's got half of this magazine too. Whoops. Hold on. Now it's not coming out very well. There we go. Discover slime modes. I'll bypass that one. This is probably an interesting. Utter disregard for peril. See, how can you not keep this stuff? It's hard for me to leave it in there. Cowboy stuff. Let's see what else. Look at that owl. Isn't that cool? My City Sanctuary. Those beautiful pictures. Look at that squirrel. And on the back is all those coneflowers. Is that a squirrel in there? No, that's a bird. They do wonderful photography in this magazine. It's hard. It's hard not to tear out every page. I suppose I'll say that. I can't throw those butterflies away. I'm probably throwing away something that I want here. It shows all the different history of going hunting. Smiling for photos. All right, we're going to put it in the bag. I'm going to throw it away. I'm not looking back. Let's go on to this one, which is a covered wagon. Of course, we'll save that. Transferable. Well, what's going on there? She's fixing her bicycle. Looks like they're at a festival. Nebraska banks. The hazard of naming a new town. Now I would want to read that. Wildlife, subscribe, trivia, Nebraska rocks. All about the rocks. We'll say Chimney Rock. I can't save them all. We'll save the Chimney Rock. Beautiful. There's a cowboy. There's a good picture of a cowboy there on his horse. We'll save that. A good and perfect gift. Oh. Subscribe today. Say grace. Review of a restaurant. Oh, look at the delicious no-heat treats. Oreo cheesecake stuffed waffle cones. Looks good. Key lime mousse. Well, skip the food section, as good as it looks. Lilac Bushes in Spring. It's a poem. Walk from Memory. Now, I'm not going to save the poetry. Here we're at a Swedish festival. On the trail again, bike riding. Looks like they got the American flag there, or Norfolk. Oh, look at the windmill. Gotta save the windmill. My mother would always look at those. She always loved the windmills. There's the windmill. She'd look at these old barns where the roof was falling in, and she'd say, that's how I feel. My roof was falling in. I love to take my mother for drives. Now, I'm not saving as much out of this magazine, I have to admit. I'm being good. The Grand Life. Traveler's Home. Last Look. They're out on the pier. There we go. So I'm throwing more of that one away. Way to go, Mary. Here's a Garden Gate one. Now, as much as I like the gardening magazines, I really don't save much of them. Let me get a drink of water. You really want to save the garden magazines when you are doing like floral journals or collages and stuff. I might find something in here that really appeals to me though. I enjoy reading about the garden. Oh, look at that bird. We'll save the bird. I enjoy reading about them. And this paper feels a little different. It's more like, it's not a nice paper. It feels almost like newsprint, but not quite. Get the most out of your vegetable garden. I was out there looking at ours. Now, I might save that. We've got a couple volunteer watermelons that are peeking out, starting to vine out. It needs watered, but I didn't get it done today. I was really tired, but it'll last another day. I'm hoping it'll rain again. Now that's inspirational, but I would never have a water. That looks like a waterfall there. I'm gonna throw this one away. Wait, this said create what? Create a beautiful entry. Yeah, I'm not berries. Yeah. Oh, that's kind of cool. Would look good maybe on a journal. Just as kind of like a watercolor type page there. We'll save those. Oh, we might save the back. I don't see anything else in here that we'll save this. Alright, that one's going in the trash. I'm not looking back. We're into another Nebraska one. What is that? A bear? What is that? Oh, it's a buffalo. There's his eye. It's either a buffalo or a cow. I didn't really get some pictures. The Nebraska ones, they got nice pictures. Nice photography. It's hard to leave them alone. Look at that. Oh. It's hard not to take half of the magazine on the Nebraska land. And, you know, I'm saving this for fussy cutting for my own art journals, that type of thing. Don't stunt. Venison pot pie. Ew. Wildlife finds. Looks like a prairie chicken. Oh, here. Oh, they're so cute. And there's, what is that, a possum? A possum. And there's that buffalo. We're not going to save him. I don't like that eye staring at me. Giving us the evil eye there. It's a bison at Fort Niobrara. Bison. I'm not saving you, but maybe there's another one on the other side like that. Let's see what they do. Why did they put half of him over there? Put his butt on the other page. You're just going to have to imagine it. Rebranding blowouts. Snakes and insects. Crossing Nebraska by ferry. This is kind of a history one. I think I'll keep it just for the... I can always toss it. It kind of interests me. Snowed in by choice. Hunting season, habitat. What they're doing there. Hunting. Symbolic deficiency. That's a pretty butterfly. Alright. So, not too bad. We'll toss that and not looking back. HGTV. So I probably have a, not quite a magazine here. Out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 magazines. Out of 6, I've made one. And I'll be cutting this, I'll be cutting them up. We got the HGTV. And I don't save much out of this stuff either, unless it really appeals to me. It's got, these decorator magazines have to really appeal to me. If they have a cute cottage or a shabby chic room or something like that, I go through these pretty fast. I mostly get them because I get them in a stack at the library, and it happens to be in this stack. How bad is it? I'm going to save that for the journal spot. How bad is it? The Joe to know. Heckin' good. See, these are more decorator type magazines. If you're interested in this, you know, it probably appeals to you more than it does to me. Cute house, but they put those, wish they wouldn't put the printing right on the house. Makes me mad. Didn't you know we wanted to picture that house without your printing on there? No, I like this. Because these are really cute circles. Little plates, but I could see making circles out of those. We'll say those. Turn them over so I know why I saved them. Alright, I think I was almost done with this. I'd love this page if they didn't print inside of each spot. Alright. We are at the Better Homes and Garden. This is another one that's a quick flip. The gift that Dolly is, if Dolly would. Sometimes I find things in this one, the paper's better. The quality of the paper is better. But these type of magazines really, they're fun to look at, but they're nothing I would save for art journaling. What if you were here? I might save that for the journal spot. What if you were here? And put it in outer space. I could see Duty doing that. like that. Egg bites. That's a pretty wreath, I have to say. Round and around. Ooh, that's a pretty one too. But we're not saving wreaths. Food, we're into food now. I kind of like this. It almost looks folk art-ish. I could see a painting. That one inspires me to do something. I like the layout of it. That one's kind of cool, but we're not saving it. There's Dolly in all her glory. Star Power, the poinsettias. Pink. We're back into the cookies. And the decorating. This is a Christmas issue, obviously. I don't see anything in here anymore. Every now and then I find something I like. I like that chair. I could go to sleep in that chair. And we're into the recipes and all the back matter here. I don't think there's anything in there. So that one's going in the trash. I'm not looking back. And now I think I've got some where I had started saving. So at one point I kept this stuff. So I'm going to keep it without really going through it, and I'll go through it when I... What are they thinking? Alright, so there's that. I think that was just from another fussy cut session. Or we are on the Woman Within magazine. This is just a catalog. I'm not going to keep that. Now we're into the Nebraska. Look at this. Could be the Sunshine Journal. Yes, ma'am. We're going to keep that one out. Put it up there with the Burke County. Oh, look at that picture. I don't know what they're doing in there, but look at that. That's cool. Do I want to keep it? It kind of spoils it, but that part. I'll keep it. I can always toss it if I don't want it. The neat pictures that they have in these magazines just blow my mind. Beautiful. This Nebraska Land magazine is well worth the dove poppers. Who could eat a dove? Dove hunting in the sandhills. Obviously somebody can. The Butterfly Explorers. I read this article. I remember reading it. These two ladies, they go out adventuring and they record it all. I'm going to save that because that was an interesting article. I'm not saving it for the pictures so much as I am. I read that entire article. I thought that was very nice. They record all the butterfly stuff, and they you know, the survival of them, and don't use those milkweed pods and all of that stuff. Deceptive day flowers, rules of the marsh. There's a deer fangs. My favorite insect gets even better. Wondrous milkweed plant. I'm going to save that article. I have they call it a butterfly plant, but I think it's a milkweed. Out in that big tub, that long tub out in the garden with my lavender. I'm going to have to check on that and see how it's faring. Alright, we're back to the Country Sampler. Oh, that's just the cover. What's this one? Country Sampler cover here. Farmhouse. So I've obviously done some deconstructing before. Farmhouse Sunny. Country Decor. Another decorator magazine. Sometimes these appeal to me more with the... I'm not going to keep that, but this one appeals to me. And these do. We'll take these. That one appeals to me, but not for art journaling. More for a decor item. Oh, wouldn't you like to have a little house like that? If I were rich, I'd put a little greenhouse out in the garden, but I'm not rich. Now I like this garden. Northern Lights. Oh, that's a cool picture, but I'm not saving it. A painterly. What time is it? 8:30. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the magazines and not at you guys, so thank you for being here. Thank you for spending some time with me while I tear apart these magazines. They're fun to look at. Natural Instincts. I'm going to save that for the journal spot. Sometimes you get some pretty good ideas just off of a journal spot. I don't see anything in here that I want to keep. I love that farmhouse. That'd make a nice putz house, wouldn't it? That might be an inspiration for a putz house. I've been wanting to do a farmhouse one. I need to finish up my English cottage. It's almost done, but I got sidetracked. Dream. Look at that. Looks like my garden. I'll tell you, it's hard to keep up with those weeds after it. Hard-working washboards. Oh, I'm going to keep this. About the washboards. And look, there's a garden. I like that. I might keep this whole section here. I don't need that. I saw Becky was making, I haven't seen the finish, but she was doing a glass mushroom. And my lamp, the lamp was given to me by my brother's ex-wife. And, but it's seen its last days. I like that. But it has this kind of a glass shade in a bowl shape, and it's got all these crystal beads hanging from it. I thought, man, I could, ooh, I like the dice. I could make a really cool mushroom out of it. And then I thought, what would I do with it? If I set it out on the porch, wind will blow it and it'll break, and I don't know. I haven't thrown it away yet. All right, this is getting tossed. I'm not looking back. Because we have another farmhouse one. And I probably have in my lap here maybe about 10 more magazines to get through. But I'm going to get through them tonight. And this is all I've saved. I'm pretty proud of myself. And this is what I'm tossing. I don't want to drop my rabbit. So, sometimes it's hard to toss. Look at that. Cute black and white chip. Got milk. Cute ideas for milk cans. I'm going by them. I like that. Make a nice card front. 10 great ways to update your porch. I bought another pillow for my porch. And I unloaded the car last night, and my brother happened to be walking out on the outside, and I said, "Are you going on the porch?" And I told him to take that pillow out. You already got 3 out there. You don't need another one. Take the pillow out. I bought a stuffed, but it was more for a chair than a porch swing, you know, and I don't see anything in it appealing to me. But I gave him the softest side, and I got the little head thing. And so I'm putting pillows together to make it comfortable for me. And I'm going, well, you sit on that side then. But I'm going to sew a couple of those pillows together and hang them over the arm, because the swing sits like this, and there's a between the seat and the arm, my pillows fall under. And I'm going to sew them together. Planters with personality. Look what they did here. They sewed 2 baskets together, or glued them together. Kind of some cool ideas there. Yeah. I'm not keeping them though. The bunny on a... I didn't really see much in that I wanted to keep. I'm not looking back. It's getting tossed. Here's a National Geographic Pictures of the Year. Pictures of the Year. Now I could see Dee Dee doing a galaxy theme there. Lunar Dreams. Where in the World. Fish. Now this appeals to me, but why do they split it across 2 pages? I don't get it. Hunting your birds. Working remotely. This one's kind of cool. But again, across 2 pages. Makes me mad when they do that. They don't make them for artists. They make them for reading. This one, see, that one folds out nice. Why can't they do that with the others? Making the cut. Some dolls climbing the mountain. Glacier mating ritual. They look mad, don't they? Stop fighting. Looks like it's a funeral. They look sad. Aww. A community grieves. Aww. There are these bats. Yeah, I could see a lot of things could be done with these pictures, but I'm not keeping them because it's not where I'm at in my art journey. This one's kind of cool. And this one is cool, but look what they do. I want to go like that. I would just as soon see a smaller picture. Look at his beard and his hair. I'd just as soon see a smaller picture all on one page than a large picture split across 2 pages. Somebody should tell them. Meri's not happy with them. I'm not going to keep these because, like I said, they're neat pictures, but it's not where I'm at. Maybe someday in my future. Here's another horticulture one. Beautiful roses. Sow your joy this season. I like sow your joy. Gardener's gift guide. I'll be sorry someday I threw these away, but I just can't. I've got to clear out some of this stuff because you know, you got to move around in your house. And it's really uncomfortable to have all this stuff in your way when you're trying to walk across the room. So you just can't keep it all. I've got like 10 bags of these magazines that I'm going to throw out after I've cut what I want out of them. And then, but then I've got magazine racks of magazines, the little magazine holders. I put those back behind my recliner. Magazines I want to keep, and they're mostly art magazines. I can't throw them away. Time changes. Time for a change. You know, that appeals to me. Upcycle flea market finds. Yeah, some of these appeal to me. That appeals to me. We'll keep these. Curtains. A lesson in resolve. I like that for the journal spot. A lesson in resolve. You could do a story around that. Look at all these round barrels. A lot of wood, dark wood in here. It's all about the dark wood in this issue. Look at the dark wood. All in the mix. There's another good journal spot. All in the mix. Whoever printed this magazine was thinking creatively. I love the imperfection Ding Zad character. It's another cool journal spot. Ding Zad character. And that's a cool picture, but I'm not going to save it. That's a cool picture. I want to save it. Maybe I will save this one just because it's cool on both sides. And what am I missing here? Cool stuff. A lot of wood in this magazine. Farmhouse. A decorator. A lot of dark wood. I think we've kind of gotten away from that now. Artistic artifacts. I don't see them. Now they're in there, Mary. You're just flying by them. Decorator stuff. Stretch this season. I like the stretch. Sometimes you can get some... Oh, look, and there's the ice skates. You can get some pretty cool journal spots out of these magazines if you don't care for the article Make Your Mark. If you don't care for the decorator stuff, you can still get good journal spots. Olive frame. Olive frame. I love that. Oh, look at the owl. I might save those two just because I can always throw them away if I don't want them. We're getting toward the end here. Curating a story. Curating a story. I like that. Reminds me I need to put together another fairy tale. I know what it's all about. I just haven't put it together yet. Alright. Not looking back. Moving on to cottages. Cozy up for fall. Another decorator magazine. Oh, look at the English cottage, you guys. Oh. A charming history. I'm going to save it just for... I might have to do another English cottage and do it more in this style. Across 2 pages. Alright, well, it's all about fall. I love all the white wear. Decorator. Look at the pumpkins. Shall I save that just for the fun? We could do a page of pumpkins in the come fall. Probably forget all about tearing it out. There is a lot of cool stuff in these magazines, but I just can't keep everything. Look at that. That's cool. And I don't even like green. Hunter green of the 80s. We love a fall most of all. There's a nice journal spot. We love fall most of all. For your fall art journal. Now that would be cool if she wasn't sitting on those steps. She spoiled it. Cozy up to color. Yeah. All these neat rooms, but there's a lot of witch hats. For the love of antiques, round top, round up. I think that's that round top expensive antique show down in Texas. You have to be a rich person to go because you'll want to buy everything. You'll want everything. Santa is starting early. Farmer's market. I'm going to save that for the journal spot. Farmer's market. Now, I don't have as many farmers markets around here as they did when I was in Wisconsin. The cooking. Cottage charmer. See, this is more my style, the cottage style. This is me. Yep, give me a good old cottage. Or a bungalow. Ooh, I love that too. I'll never live in a home like that, but it's fun to look. I'm happy with where I'm at. I have my room where I can junk it up. Put it in the bag. I'm not looking back. It's going out in the trash tomorrow. Nebraska land. It's kayaking. I love their pictures. Look at that dandelion. Look at these birds. Oh, just take my breath away. Take my breath away. I have to do a Nebraska art journal. I really haven't done one. Mulberry muffins. Have your event with us. Kayaking. I'm not into that. Outdoor Nebraska. Why you should love wasps. Yeah, unless they're in your rearview mirror. Clouds of grasshoppers in 1874. Chasing rainbows. There we go. I can't throw this away. Oh. Oh. I'm saving half the magazine here. I don't even know if I can tear it. It starts tearing the wrong way. Over these staples. Staples still in it. Throw that away. And when I go through and look through, if I don't want something, I can still throw it out. I think the staple's still in that. No, it's in there. That's quite a bit to say, but there's some really neat stuff in there. Setting the mushy about mushy Johnny. Something about mush. Mushy. I think I'm about done with this. Don't call too hard. Yeah, I gotta get their hunting photos in there. Going in the trash and not looking back. This is a Farmhouse magazine. It looks like a Christmas issue. My stack's getting thicker. I probably have about 2 magazines here, maybe. Yeah, probably 2. 2 out of 20. Farmhouse magazine. I've got about 5 left to go here. We're going to do them all. I've got to get rid of these magazines. I just have to. They're taking up space. We're falling over them, and they just need to go. I love these type of trays. These are cool. I almost bought one at the thrift store, but it was a little too expensive for me. Cozy season, candlesticks. Christmas, it's all about Christmas. Winter decor, fresh farm home. I can feel the difference in the pages. Christmas in July. I am going to do a Christmas in July page. I'm not sure what I'm doing. Making it Meri. Maybe I'll do a gingerbread house. Or a nutcracker. I'm not seeing anything that says tear me out. Excuse me. Let it snow. Let it show. Do-it-yourself farmhouse. That's kind of cool. Candle holder, isn't it? No, I'm not seeing anything here. Put a flower on the package. It's kind of cool packaging. Dollar store upgrades. Festive bites. Nope. Cranberry brie bites. Those sound good. Alright. It's going in the trash. Not looking back. Didn't find much. Didn't want much. This is a cottage magazine again. We're getting down there. Just a few left. I love these cottages. I always wanted to live in a cottage, but our house is like a little bungalow. I can deal with that. Could never do the upkeep on it by myself. So if anything happens to my brother, I like that picture. If anything happens to my brother, I'll probably have to move, but that's part of life. I'll deal with it when it happens. Doors. I don't see much in here. It's a lot of decorator stuff, which is fun to look at, but not for my art journaling. You could do a lot with this. It's just that it's not where I'm at the moment. Maybe another time, I threw it away. Yeah, I'm not seeing much in this. Laundry. Beverage centers. Case of baskets. I use a basket as a lampshade. Yeah, not seeing much. Big clock on the wall there. It's kind of cool. Yeah, I'm tossing it. Alrighty, we're getting down there. Country sampler. I kind of like the cover. I'm going to keep the cover. Just some motifs. Contents. And it's a different quality of paper too. It's more of a catalog, thinner paper. And there's a lot of cool ideas in here. Mission transition. Winter ups. French onion cheese meatballs. Storage meat style. Ooh, look at those. That's kind of cool. A lot of dark in these country magazines. A lot of wood. Spinning wheel. There's a horse. I might keep the spinning wheel on the horse. Where did I see that spinning wheel? There's the horse. There's the spinning. It's not quite all on the page, if I can get it out. Big style. Farmers market. A lot of cute, cool ideas in here if you like this type of thing. Rising from the ashes. It's a cool journal spot. Decor. Hillside Haven. Nothing in here that's calling my name. That's kind of cool. The old Santa Clauses. Yeah. Putting it in the toss and I'm not looking back. National Volunteer Month. I probably got this at the library. And we have a garden gate and a Better Homes and Garden left. 2 left. I hope I'm not boring you guys. This is all about autumn again. Garden Gate magazine. Reader tips. Seed storage. Revolving seed storage. That's cool. Grow bulbs on a budget. Get them in the right spot. Make a big impact. Might want to plant some bulbs this fall. This is pretty. We'll save that. Which sunflower is right for you? My brother hates sunflowers because they're cool, but when they get 10 feet high, they're hard to cut down, and then you got the roots to deal with. You need to dig them out or leave them and let them rot. Better than indoors. Yeah, if you can keep the mosquitoes off of you. That's the problem we have about going outside, is the mosquitoes just, yummy supper. Surround yourself with a garden. And our town doesn't have, a cool picture there. Our town does not spray for mosquitoes. This is cool. We're going to save this picture. If I can tear it out without ruining it. It's a nice picture. Who's coming to rake the leaves? I am going to rake leaves this fall because they make good compost for your gardens, keeping them down. Whoops, I've got 2 magazines left, but it won't take long. Beautiful tulips on this magazine. I might save that just for the cover. Oh. Decorator. Fancy feast. Pretty flowers. I might save this one. I don't know how I'll ever use it, but it appealed to me. Now, I like this. This is cool. Let me show you. Look at this. Decorate, make, cook, do, grow, upgrade. I like that style. Now, I could see paint, draw, journal, you know, create, inspire. I like that. Inspires me. And that's kind of one reason we look at these magazines, is to get ideas, to get inspiration. Personal trainer for life. To read, to learn, to get recipes, Spice Works, all the spicy food stuff. Breakfast. What is for breakfast? Waffles. Seeing beauty beyond ruins. I kind of like that. Seeing beauty beyond ruins. Nice wording. And here are all the ruins and the beauty. All right. That one going in the trash. I'm not looking back. It's going to get tossed. Midwest living. Can't stop the feeling. I think I got this in a bundle of 3. I wanted to see what it was all about. I wouldn't have bought it by itself. I don't see anything in here that's calling my name. Winner's Circle. Bike rides. Ooh, look at that. That's cool. Bordered country. I don't see anything in here that's calling Terry, tear me out. Safety for your journal. Great migrations on the road with nature. Kind of cool article. But I'm not seeing anything that says tear me out. Okay. I do have one more, and that's this Taste of Home. A Great American Feast. Copycat recipes. I don't really save food as far as, so if I find a recipe that I want to try, but for journaling, I really don't journal food. So the Taste of Home magazines will probably get pretty much thrown away. I like to look at them. That's kind of why I saved this out. The Sous Chef. It's kind of interesting. Freedom to be you. That, where did I saw that in some, oh, I might have brought it in. I think I threw it in that box. A journal spot that says freedom to be you. And I thought that would go so good in my journal. Yeah. All right, I'm tossing it. Not looking back. So this is what I've saved. I would say maybe 3 magazines. Let me stack it up here. Out of, and I'll be going through them and tearing them. Maybe 3 magazines there of things I'm going to fussy cut out of this that's going to get tossed. So let me throw these behind me and check the time and maybe come out and see what's going on in chat. I probably have bored you guys all stiff, but I got these torn out and I may take them in and do some fussy cutting up tonight. Let me get my phone. I'd be surprised if I have anybody left in here because I've been talking to myself. Let's see. I'm not live. I might have to restart my stream here. Restart my chat. Debbie Epps is here. Hi, Debbie. Says, I was surprised, but not really. I need to switch from a red Solo cup to an old coffee mug. Kitty Jen is here. Don't toss those magazines. Oh, I've got to, Jen. I have like 10 bags of those. and they're just taking up space. They're going to get tossed. Waves frantically at Meri. Hi, Diane. I thought you went to bed. Dawn says she loves watching declutter. You know, I have a whole spot behind me that needs to be decluttered. I'm going to start with these magazines. I'm going to go through, you know, it's just, what it is I need to take out one of these bookcases that I hardly even touch the stuff on it, the art stuff. And I'm going to take them all off the shelves. I'm going to sort through what I want, like I did with these magazines. And what I don't want, I'm either going to redonate or toss. And the same way I'm going through my clothes, my clothes, some of my clothes that I bought at the thrift store don't fit me. I'm going to re-gift them. I'm going to take them back. Some of the, I bought a couple pair of shoes, walking shoes. But when you try to walk in them, they're very uncomfortable. They pinch my toes. I haven't worn them. I'm going to donate them back. Probably try to wipe the price tag off the bottom of them and donate them back, because well, they're just sitting out there in the back porch. And so I'm also going through my clothes and sorting out what I want to keep and what I don't. Some of my old stretchy pants, the elastic's wearing out of them. The ones that I can cut up, I'm going to, but some of them I can't. I'm either going to make rags out of them or throw them away. I'm not going to donate the clothes back. Patty Crean is still here. Welcome, Patty. I know I welcomed you before, but thanks for sticking around. Linda says, I'm here too. I love it when you say don't look back. Yeah, I just got to take that attitude, Linda, because, you know, you just can't keep it all. And if you get rid of stuff, then you can make room for more. And I'm not really, what is that saying when they, is it feng shui or something like that, where you completely get rid of stuff and declutter? I'm not really into that. I love my clutter. I love my stuff, but it can become overwhelming. And at that point, when a lover of clutter like me feels overwhelmed, that's the point that you need. I can't keep all those 10 bags of magazines. I've got to throw them out. Dawn says she's doing her clothes right now too. You've lost 100 pounds? Dawn, that is terrific. So I needed to, congratulations on that. Wow. What a feat. What a triumph. Congratulations, Dawn. Linda Veal says, I've been listening, making cards, and did wash the clothes. I have a lot of old receipts to throw out. Me too. I do too, you guys. And I have some Menards rebates. They're 11% rebates. And they need to be sent in because I spent a lot on garden space this year, garden stuff. And I could probably get me a nice pair of garden gloves with rebates. Brenda says, congratulations, Dawn. That is terrific. You know, as you get older, it's harder to lose that weight, but I have been keeping it off. I don't eat right, you guys. I try. I eat a lot of salads and soups, but I also eat a lot of potato chips. I love my potato chips. So I have my days. Well, let's see what else is going on out there. Patty, hi Patty. It's lunchtime. Diane had her lunch. Dawn says she loves watching declutter. Jen says, don't toss out those magazines. Debbie says, I need to switch from a red Solo cup to an old coffee mug. Yes, do that. I was surprised, but not really. Let's see. What did she say? I knocked over about a 4th cup of pumpkin orange dye today. Oh no, I saved most, but a little ran down my leg to the floor. Oh no, orange stained legs. I was surprised, but not really. Oh dear. No, you threw out the cats. Kitty Jen, you just have a heart. Send me the cats out of the magazine. Oh, I'd have to go find them, Jen. If I find any more cats, I'll save them for you. I probably have 10 more magazines to go through. If I find any more cats, Jen, I'll save them for you. Diane says she's cleaning out her granddaughter's bedroom and toy boxes. She hoards worse than I do. I think I get a part of it from my mother. My mother and father, it's just an old story. They grew up during the Depression when they didn't have much. And when my mother reached retirement age, she got her own money to spend, and she loved to go thrifting. She'd go down to the bargain bin. That's where I got all those books that I dug out of the secret closet in there, full with books from my mother. And then I took them all upstairs. They're upstairs. I need to do something with them. Dee Dee said I need to stack them up and tie a ribbon around them. I might do that for some of them, but I have boxes of my mother's books. Let's see what else is going on. Debbie Epps says, getting by, she got a lot done today. Well, that's good, Debbie. And welcome in, Debbie, if you're still out there. Brenda Ashford was here. She says, Debbie, for me, purging either makes me lose anxiety or makes my anxiety grow. Nothing between. Yeah, it's hard sometimes to throw stuff away. But let me tell you, it's a lot easier when you buy it at a thrift store, because it isn't something you saved and saved and saved for. Like I still have, when I graduated from high school and went to university, I wanted these Derwent watercolor pencils. I wanted them so bad. And I saved and I saved and I saved. Finally, I got some for my birthday. And you know what? They sit in there. I can't use them. So I'm not going to lose them, because I've kind of attached an emotion to them. You know, I saved for them. I really wanted them. I saved up and I finally got them. But when you go to the thrift store, you find some broken colored pencils or broken crayons or something like that. It's a lot easier, or even old magazines. I can't throw away the Somerset magazines. I could never tear them. I could tear a picture out of them or tear out one of their free pages, but I could never pull out, tear up like Dee Dee does. But Dee Dee says she has boxes of them, so I understand that feeling. And it's a lot easier to get rid of things that you don't have the emotional attachment to. That's what I'm trying to say. Was Ginger in here? Deloba was here. She says, see you soon. I just dropped by for a bit. Oh, I missed her. Debbie says, I like purging, and it's free and reduces anxiety. Well, here's the problem, Debbie. You purge and I buy from you. Buy all your purges. Oh, dear me. Oh, dear me. I buy all Debbie's purging. I bought some pretty neat things from Debbie. I've got some pretty neat things from her. I got 2 of her composition book journals. Well, I don't think the one is a composition book. And they're out. They're behind me. I love them. If it weren't so late, it's what time is it now? It's 9:15, 20 after 9. If it weren't so late, I would do maybe in one of my streams next week, I'll do a game out of that one that we did the game out of before. Let's see, Ginger Lady was here. Joyce Bourne was here. She said, it's been a long, long road for me to have a craft room. We are getting close. Ooh, Joyce is getting her own craft room. This is where Del Lobo came in. Debbie says, most cities and towns have sent fire rescue and EMT volunteers to help the search. Oh, let's see. Brenda says, let's see what's going on here. Wait. One of my friends knows a family who had a daughter at Mystic in the twin cabin. Oh, that was so sad. That flood down in Texas. When the water was at the top bunk, the counselors had them swim under and out a window and told them to grab anything they could. She grabbed and climbed a tree because she saw it on a survival television show once. I saw they found 2 girls alive clinging to a tree. Yes, she lives in the Austin area. We had a flash flood warnings this morning, and about 3 hours of heavy rain in the Dallas-Fort Worth is moving south now. Brenda says, I have another cousin around the Fredericksburg. He has a small plane and helicopter. He's not answering either. He's helped searches before for lost people. I figure he's helping out. Most cities and towns have sent fire rescue and EMT volunteers to help search. That is heartbreaking. We prayed for them in church this morning. And, you know, this was a church camp, wasn't it, Mystique, down in Texas? I think it was a church camp. I'm so sorry. She says, I also know that many are helping others search for the missing. Whoops. Brenda says, one of his family are Ingram and a little east of Hunt, so it looks like most flooding is between them. Hopefully they are safe and helping others. Cell service might be affected in some areas too. They're talking about the flood down in Texas. But you're in Tennessee, aren't you, Brenda? I've got 2 cousins in Texas. Well, that answered that. We haven't heard from them. It's frustrating. I'm hoping that they are okay and just get busy with everything going on. Yeah. Brenda says, I have a big stack of 30 or so magazines I need to go through. My son just put them in a box marked go through by July 15th. You better get busy, Brenda. After that, he's allowed to toss them when he takes the garbage off on the 16th. You better get busy, Brenda. You know, I hate to say this. I think it may have bored you guys to a certain extent that I was so involved in tearing those out. But you know, it's a lot easier to do it with you guys than to do it on my own. It's a lot easier to say, it's going in the bag, I'm not looking back. If I was alone, I'd probably say, I might go through this bag again and see if there's anything I missed. But I'm going to take that bag out and put it back in the back porch when it gets light tomorrow. I have some more trash to take out. I'm going to take it out to the trash and I'm not looking back. And I'm not going to go digging through that trash barrel for magazines. But it's a lot easier. So you might see me go through another stack or 2 in the next few streams. And I might start fussy cutting this tonight because I don't want this stuff to sit around. I don't want it to sit around. That's the other thing. Once you get a stack like this, you got to do something with it. Do we know how Christy is? Christy. Enlighten me. Christy, what's happening with Christy? I haven't seen her here in chat. Christy. Wasn't there a Christy MV at the beginning of chat? I can't scroll back. Yeah, subscription prices are a lot higher. Magazines are not easy to find anymore, even at the libraries. They used to have stacks of them they give away. People would bring them in, donate them. People don't buy them. They let their subscription. Magazine companies are really hurting. And bless the ones that are staying in business. I love the Victoria magazine. I love the Somerset magazines. I love the Mary Jane magazine. If I had to order, and the Piecework Needlework magazine. If I had to order magazines, those would be the ones I go for. I did get an art journaling magazine subscription for 1 year because, bless her heart, Legia, it was around Mother's Day. Somerset had a Mother's Day sale, and I was able to get a 1 year subscription. And that's behind me someplace. I can't go up any further. Let's go down to the bottom, see what's going on down at the bottom. Debbie says, Crafting with Christy was on with Lindy. She got a call and left immediately. Her voice was teary. Really? Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That just sends chills down me. I don't know Crafting with Christy. I know Lindy, but you know, when somebody in your community hurts, you hurt. You hurt. You want it to be well with them. Yeah, you guys know what I'm talking about. Let me get back to the chat here. I hit the wrong button. Linda just got to the point, I don't digest meat, and it's horrible how I feel. My diabetes doctor said it was from long-term insulin use. I don't eat much meat, Dawn. I do like a nice steak every now and then. I was thinking that in August I might. My brother's birthday is September 5th. I was thinking he likes to go to that Texas Roadhouse, and I thought I would treat him to a steak dinner, and I like that. You know, I'm not against eating meat. It's just that I can't eat as much as my brother does. I like my vegetables. Let's see. Brenda says, if I don't get it done, he tosses them. I can always get more at the free shelf at the library. Well, don't count on that, because the library shelves may not. I've checked at both of the libraries that I go to, and they aren't giving away as many as they used to. Aw, Jen, that's sweet. She says, you never bore us. That's nice. I worried that I bore when I get into my focused on one thing so much. Prayers for Texas. Yes, Linda, prayers for Texas. Brenda says she just lost 20 pounds since January. I need to lose 30 or 40 more. Doctor says 30. I say 40. He asked me who was the doctor around here. I have been doing pretty good since I've been doing yard work. I keep it off. I can feel it in my pants. Winter's coming though. You know, winter I don't get as much exercise. I should get out there and walk even when it gets colder. Let's see. Debbie says, doing great. Thanks, Jane. Yes, Christian Girls Camp. Yeah. Microdot must be Jane. Hi, Microdot. I missed you coming in. If you're still around, welcome, welcome. It's good to have you join us. Debbie says, I saved 17 magazines. The 17 magazine in high school. Then a mouse made a nest. It scared me to death and destroyed all the magazines. I don't save magazines any longer. Yeah, well, we don't have much trouble with mice around here. We had a few. My brother puts out traps. He's caught a couple, but usually we don't have much trouble with mice because we've got a lot of feral cats in the neighborhood. I've seen more snakes than I have mice. But I know what you're talking about. When I was growing up, I made an apple head doll. You know, you take an apple and you carve an apple and then it shrivels up and dries up. And my mom said to me, you better protect that somehow or a mouse will come along and chew its nose off. And the next day I looked at my beautiful granny apple head doll and it looked like a mouse got to it. I thought, Mom got to it. But no, it was a mouse. I threw it out. Ew. But that was down at her house, and they lived along the river. They had mice and snakes and wild pheasant and deer coming through. It was a zoo down that way. Not too bad, though. Yeah, I'm just exaggerating. They did enjoy living down there, though. They owned that house. They rented for years, and the lady who rented it was not a lady, it was a gentleman, where I went to high school. We lived in that house for 3 years, and he was a Mennonite, and his oldest son, he wanted to tear down the house that we were living in and build a house for his older son. I think they were planning a marriage in the future. And so my parents had to move. But my mom found this house down by the river, and it was not expensive. They could afford it, and they bought that house, and they enjoyed the rest of their life in that house down there. It was just an old farmhouse. It wasn't anything great, but it was theirs. And like I said, my mom, my mom never even graduated from high school. She got teased a lot. I would say she probably got bullied in high school, and she quit. And she worked as a housekeeper. She worked in a restaurant. She met my dad in 1944. They got married in 44. They were both working at the Navy ammunition depot during the war. And they met at a picnic put on by the Navy ammunition depot, and the rest is history. They got married and had a little girl, my oldest sister, in 45, and then in 47 my oldest brother came, and then I came, and then my younger brother came, and that's the end of that story. But they enjoyed living in that house, and I kind of enjoyed. I lived with them for a while down there. I never grew up down there. It scared me to mow the lawn. I would mow the lawn for my mother, and they heated with this propane. I hated to run that lawnmower around the propane tank. It scared me it's going to explode and kill me. And I was out gardening one day, and I swear a bullet whizzed by my head. I just know it did. It hit there was an old house, an unoccupied house across the street from us. And I heard it hit the house, and I heard it wheeze by my head. And, one move the wrong way, and I could have been shot in the head. And so hunters and young boys out shooting, not knowing where they're aiming the gun, out in a rural area. And I was just out in the garden. Scary. It scares me to this day. And I told my mom about it. I said, you be careful out there. And she probably told the neighbor lady, who told the other neighbor lady, who told the other neighbor lady, and who told the mother of the guy who shot the gun. And we never had any more trouble. But it was scary. Let me go down to the bottom. Oh, you guys are chatting away. I don't think our library gives away free magazines, though you could be wrong. Yeah. There was a Jeep parked next to me yesterday. They had a top and the doors off. 2 mice jumped out of it. Now I'm going on this Jeep ride. Let's see, Brenda says, Dawn, I do like a good steak. They don't like me. I stick with 2 or 3 bites of both steak. I don't digest meat well. Between my knees and my back, I've lost my mobility, which hinders weight loss. Yeah, Dawn says, I understand that, Brenda. Yeah, if you can't get around, it's harder to lose weight. I know in the wintertime, I need to move a lot more in the winter. I don't have mobility issues, but that's not saying that. Well, I'll tell you, when I worked out in the garden this spring, though, I had some back issues. I thought, oh gosh, I hope I didn't hurt myself. But I'm okay now. It was just getting used to all the work. Now I mow the lawn and do the weeding. Oh, I need to weed. I need to get out there and weed. I pulled onions. This afternoon I made a salad, and I cleaned those onions and put them in my salad. All right, what else is going on? Debbie says it was a field mouse when we lived in Millard, Nebraska. Microdot says, I enjoy listening to your voice whenever it's your storytelling or your crafting. It's all good. Oh, thank you. Microdot, what is your name? I want to call you Connie. I'm wrong. What did Brenda call you? Debbie call you? Crafting with Christy was on with Lindy. She got a call. You never bore us. Prayers. Debbie, let's see. You're probably telling me and I'm trying to find it. Let's go down to the bottom. Jane. Microdot is Jane. Well, welcome in, Jane. It takes me a while to remember names. Jane Microdot. Jane Microdot. Jane Microdot. I'll put you in a dot. I'll forget it by tomorrow. So just, if I have to ask again, please forgive me. All right, it's 9:36. I really wanted to work in my, let me put my phone aside. Let's do a quick page in my July journal. I'm getting to the point to where I want to move on with other things in the July journal other than the 4th of July. I wanted to do some history pages. I have this veterans page. What else is here? I have some patriotic, yeah. Oh, this is the Nebraska line. I was saving this for the Sunshine Journal. And what was I saving? I thought I saved a July page. I did this. Maybe we'll do this Nebraska's 4th of July here. Nebraska Civil War flags. Volunteer. I like this flag. Much of the 35-star flag has disintegrated and is mounted on a black backing for the protection. The battle honors were commonly stitched on regimental colors. This first Nebraska flag bears the names of Milford, Donaldson, spelling, Shiloh, Corinth, and Godot, and Cape Godot, under the heading 1st Regiment Nebraska Cavalry, are Chalk Bluff, Sycamore, Red Bank, and Jacksonport. I only recognize Milford. There's another flag here. But I'm going to use this flag. This is Civil War flags. But I'm going to use this in my journal. And I have this, and it's a veterans. It says, I'm proud to be an American, or at least I'm knowing free. I got this on a notepad that I got at the thrift store. I just want to do a quick page. This is my July journal. I was playing with some ink pens earlier. I wanted to see if that ink pen, R2 pen that you get at the dollar store, and it's water soluble, and you can get these tonal values. I was just playing with a quick face. That's what I was doing there. So I wanted to do a history page, but do I have those out here? I don't think I have my history pages right at hand, so I don't want to. Let's see. I wanted to do a fireworks page too. I'm saving this for fireworks. And I did the Land of the Pilgrim's Pride. I wanted to do some history pages. I'm going to put a stitch page there. I should work on that after the stream. You know, I think I'll go ahead and put this one here. I hate to put it sideways. So it should probably go here. And even though that's a Civil War, it still cries 4th of July to me. So I'm going to use it, and I'm going to tear at it. So I've done a thrift haul tonight. I glued things in my tatting journal earlier on, and I'll be doing that until I get all my little, and I'm going to have a boo-boo page, because I have a lot of envelopes of boo-boos as I was learning to tat. Needle tat. I'm still learning how to shuttle tat. I'm so discouraged because I cannot get the flip. I've tried and tried and tried, and I do think it's a mobility issue with my left hand. Because I understand the process, it's just my hand won't do it. And I might have to just give up and say I'm a needle tatter. I know you guys say you should learn both, but if your hand doesn't cooperate, I'm going to keep trying. sometimes I get it, sometimes it flips nice for me, and other times it just, I'm not going to do it, Mary. I'm wondering if maybe I should look for a, I don't know if I have one. Have a page, here's one between. I'd have to, well, this one would be nice too. I have one with the stars all around. I don't think I made one of those. Oh, here's one. There. I'll put it in here. And I'm just going to glue book it in. I mean, use my glue stick. I call it glue booking it. I like these Pen Plus Gear glue sticks. They do a pretty good job. And if I put it down here where I'm going to stick it anyway, any of the glue that rubs off will rub where I'm going to put it. These I get at Walmart. You can get 3 of them for about, is it two something, and they do a pretty good job. Don't tell them or they'll quit making them. Mary likes it. We're not going to sell it to her anymore. And I want to make sure I get it in the gutter there first. And we're going to put it across the page. Just like that. And I'm going to save this for something else, but I'm going to put this, I'm proud to be an American. I'm going to put that on here. And I guess I'll just tear it like, what does this say at the bottom? This says the printer's information down at the bottom. I'm going to tear it off. I'm going to keep the Lee Campbell credit on it. And I wish I would have, I might be able to reach from it. That saying, freedom to be you. Freedom to be you. That's what we should be grateful for. In the United States, we have a lot of freedom to be what, and not perfect freedom, not all the time, but most of the time we have freedom to be ourselves. I find if the most barrier to my freedom has been financial. Sometimes as females working out on the, maybe not as much as it used to be. I'm going to outline this. You don't always have freedom in the job market. There's a lot of, and I imagine there still is. I'm not out there in the job market anymore, so I don't worry about it. But there's a lot of glass ceiling stuff going on. You don't really have the freedom. I never felt like I could take, they say, oh, you have all these great education benefits. Well, if you want to take an Excel course, you probably do. But if you want to take a 4th generation computer language, you have to get your manager's approval. And if he happens to say no, you know what, it's my benefit. Well, we just can't do it right now. You know, sometimes I felt blocked that way. But, oh well. I made it through to a certain point. But I have to say that I do feel like there was some, I don't know if it still exists out there. I'm guessing it probably does in certain areas. But that's life. I'm done with all of that. I'm glad it's over with. And they're out in the other room. I did buy some gold stars. But you know, you used to be able to get those gold stars. You probably still can on Amazon. You buy a little package of little gold foil stars and, you know, you dump them out. Or they would be those little, those little gold foil stars. And I looked all over. I didn't find them at the dollar store. I didn't find them at Walmart. And I was at the stickers, and two ladies came up, and I said, I'm looking for gold stars. Don't they give kids gold stars anymore? They give them smiley faces. I was crabbing about it. And the one lady looked up and said, well, there's some gold stars. Well, it was a sticker sheet, and the gold stars are probably about this size. I'm looking for those little foil ones. They're probably on Amazon someplace. They'll probably give me a link to them. All right, I want to outline this. I've been using my dark blue. I almost bought another set of Sharpies, but I said, wait, Meri, wait until your next check. So I put them back. I don't really, these bigger ones I've used, these are still the first set that I bought. And I've used and used and used them. But eventually they're going to get used up. All right. I feel like I could write around in here. I feel like writing the 4 freedoms. They've been on my mind lately. It's almost 10. Juju's going to come on. Would one of the mods go get a link to Mama Juju's channel and drop it in the stream? She's going to come on at 10. That's what she said. I need to go out here and... No, I don't want to go to YouTube. I want to go here. We were looking at Becky's pattern at Yarnspiration. I know 3 of them, but I don't remember them all. What are the 4 freedoms? The 4 freedoms are freedom of speech, freedom of worship, freedom from want. Well, I need freedom from want. I'm always wanting stuff. And freedom from fear. The freedom from want and the freedom for fear are the ones I lose. These freedoms were articulated by Franklin D. Roosevelt. Now this is all AI generated, and AI generated stuff is in the public domain, so I can read it. They were articulated by President Franklin D. Roosevelt in his 1941 State of the Union address, envisioning a world founded on these essential human rights. Here's a more detailed breakdown. Freedom from want. The economic understanding that would secure a healthy, peacetime life for all nations and people. This includes access to basic necessities and economic stability. Well, I have to say I probably have the basic necessities, but I wouldn't say I have economic stability. I need more freedom from want, please. Freedom from fear. The reduction of armaments to such a degree that no nation would be in a position to commit aggression against any other nation. This also implies a sense of security and safety for individuals and nations. We're not going to go there. Freedom of speech. I'm going to write the 4 freedoms here. Oh, here's a history page that I could do. But I want to leave it 10. So I've got 10 minutes to write these. All right. Freedom of speech. And I'm just going to print them in my own printing. Freedom of speech. That one I pretty much understand. I feel like I have the freedom to say what's on my mind. as long as I'm not hurting anybody. Freedom of speech. Make sure I'm spelling it right. And I'll put a little asterisk star. Freedom of worship, I understand that one. And we're going to put a dash. Freedom. Freedom of worship. Uh-oh. I forgot I had the worse hip. Let's see, I'm going to write these this way, I think. Freedom from want. That has a little bit of, gotta regulate my freedom from want. I want this, I want that, and that, and that, and that, and that. From, I guess I can get want in here. But I think it's talking more about economic security and what's the other one? Freedom from fear. Freedom. Uh-oh. That's an E. Freedom. Kind of messed that up. From fear. And I kind of goofed to places here, but it's okay. It's all right. I can live with it. Let me do a black outline around it. And we'll call this page done. And Mama Juju said she was coming on at 10. Did somebody put in a link for her? Mama Juju's channel. If you're still up and about and feel like watching Mama Juju, you're certainly welcome to go visit. I'm sure she'd be glad to have you. Unless she changed her mind or something. Sometimes I announce that somebody's coming on and, oops, they're not streaming that time. But she said she was tonight. I asked her early on. So if she doesn't come on, she changed her mind. I'm just going to outline this, add a little contrast to it. I really do like this. Whoops. I goofed again. Oops. Well, alright, we'll do a double line then. I'm messing up, but it doesn't have to be perfect. We'll do a double line. Because I messed up. If you messed up, it was meant to be that way. So tomorrow's Monday. I don't know if Becky's going to be on tomorrow, but if she is, she'll be on at around 6:30 a.m. Eastern. And Dee Dee Willingham comes on at 8:30 a.m. Eastern. Janet Nash comes on at 9 a.m. Eastern. Janet Young is the one I always mess up on. Let's see, let's put a paper behind this. She either comes on at 1 or 2 Eastern. Janet Young, Janet Merle Young. Barb Owen comes on in the evening, and I think Dana Yates does too. I think Barb Owen comes on, I can't remember what time. I'm going to have to verify. Sometimes she doesn't come on, but if she doesn't, you'll find out. And I think Art Junkie comes on Mondays, but I don't know the exact time. So if you're around tomorrow and bored, there's always somebody out there streaming. Doing something. Somebody's always doing something very inspiring. Now I think that double line kind of bothers me. I'm going to go in and fill it in. So I think I'm going to do some fussy cutting. I should do some slow stitching because I have a slow stitch page that I'm going to put in here. I put it together last Friday evening, I think. And then Saturday came and my life got busy and I never got it slow stitched. I should be working on that. If tomorrow's weather is decent, I need to mow the lawn. Ugh. I need to weed the garden. Ugh. Spring is much easier for me than summer is. I can't stand that heat. And the mosquitoes eat me up. I have to take a shower and off in order to work in the garden. I hate that stuff on me. All right, there's my page for July. All the freedoms. Freedom of speech, freedom of religion, freedom from want, and freedom from fear. Thank you for your service, all the people who sacrificed over the years to give us our freedoms. We owe our ancestors and our grandmas and grandpas an awfully lot. Well, let me come out and say good night, YouTube. And it is 9:58, so I will be on time here. Well, let me go get Debbie, let me go get the link. Mama Juju on the back 40. Let's put her link in. She should be coming on at 10. I'm just going to put Mama Juju because you know who she is. So here's the link to her channel. She said she was going to stream tonight, but who knows, something might have changed. I want to put the paste in. Did I not get it? I thought I got it. I got out of it. Doggone it. thought I got it. There we go. So there you go. Go give her some support, some loving, some thinking of you. And it is 10:01. So unless she changed her mind, did she post anything? Unless she changed her mind, did she post? I don't see a post tab. So have a great week. Don't forget to check in with the streams tomorrow. And just have a great week. I'll probably have to mow the lawn tomorrow. I'm not looking forward to it. Bye, everybody. Thank you so much for spending a part of your Sunday night with me. And keep the flood, the victims of the flood and their family in your hearts and prayers this week. Bye.